preparing.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
You see anything on your screen?
We are live as can be. What's going on, good people? We're live here on YouTube. This is Captain Lou here with Vic Blaze. We're actually doing a quick live stream here. We're watching AEW Revolution. We have just finished seeing the match between Hikaru Shida and Ryo Mizunami. And right now, the champion, Hikaru Shida, gets her hand raised. And oh hell, here come Nyla Rose. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm telling you, sweet baby Jesus, can't these people wait until Wednesday night? Can't they just let something rest? Vicky, God love you. God love you, Vicky, really. Just no. just please don't do anything physical. Oh, here? Oh my God. So we got Britt Baker, we got was it Maki Ito? There's a Rebel / Reba.
I think that I didn't get to see the buy-in, but I'm pretty sure there was a tag match.
That's Maki Ito because I've seen her picture.
Maki Ito is gonna be a big deal someday.
Yeah.
She has a ton of charisma. Why are you laughing? Are you laughing at what I said?
You know why? Because the thing is that all of this stuff. Okay, and now the reason why there's a reason why I'm laughing. First of all, Thunder Rosa should not be able to run all the heels off like that, and I love Thunder Rosa, but she shouldn't be able to do that. The reason why I'm laughing at this is because of the fact that they don't let anything rest. This is something to where it's like you got to let it breathe. That's why you have a show on Wednesday night. Let it breathe. They're just doing too much. This is not good. And believe me, I like Thunder Rosa. And listen, I haven't seen Maki Ito, so I got no judgment on her. Nyla Rose, I mean, I've already more than espoused my feelings about Nyla Rose. But no, they got to let this breathe. Again, just this is just always there being way too much at all times. That's why I'm laughing at it, because it's just they can't leave better off alone. Oh wow, another Sunday show, huh? All right. So
they're doing it on a Sunday again?
May 30th. Oh, but probably because it's Memorial Day weekend, so makes sense. So AEW just made their announcement. Revolution, Sunday, May 30th, 2021. Memorial Day weekend, boys and girls. Mark it down on your calendars.
Yeah, so Maki Ito has a ton of charisma inside and outside of the ring.
Well,
more than normal, more than usual. I don't know if it's gonna translate, and I don't know. She's here right now, so I don't know if she was in the plans originally, but based on the reactions she was getting online, I think that's why they called her up.
Well, listen. You already my whole thing is that I'm going to withhold judgment until I watch them. I've heard stuff about okay, so we got Marvez here. He's talking here with the tag team. Can't you know what? I hope. Well, there we go. That's it. This match ain't happening.
Well, it could still happen.
Now let's see if Chuck Taylor's bleeding. If Chuck Taylor's not bleeding after that, we got a major problem. My God. Justin Roberts, God love you, man. You're a professional. You're doing your job, but okay, now is Chuck Taylor bleeding? Kip, dude, just you're Kip Sabian at this particular moment is completely, and Hold on. Is Chuck Taylor bleeding in the head? Please tell me he's bleeding.
I think he might be. He's bleeding from. I don't know if he's bleeding from the arm.
That's fine, but I want to see him bleeding in the head because he took it head first. And if he's bleeding from the arm and not the head, I'm like,
well, did his arm touch it?
He's not bleeding from. He's bleeding from his arm, and he's not bleeding from his head. Oh my God.
Wait, so is this match not gonna happen? What is he asking him to
do? He's telling him to ring the bell. It's just so. So that was oh my God, a completely wasted angle. Oh my.
Wait, where's Cassidy? Oh, he's still in the back.
All right, so you mean to tell me that Kip Sabian, Chuck Taylor that got beat up by Miro, got thrown over a glass, the glass partition in a door, is not bleeding in the head, got up and and just visibly spoke on the microphone in clear voice, ring the bell, and then he started attacking Miro, even though Miro's beating him up at the moment. Completely wasted angle. Again, if the angle's going to be with Orange Cassidy, the beef with Miro well, okay, maybe I was mistaken. It looked like Chuck Taylor got a little dry blood in the head a little bit.
It might be in his hair, but he has dark hair, so you can't see it.
Well, that's why
it's good to have the Ric Flair look.
That basically means he's not he's not too in love with the blade, which is okay. That's fine. It's 2021, especially during COVID times. Really, nobody should be bleeding out there, but.
Or maybe he did try. Maybe he just got a little high on the forehead.
That's fine, but they're certainly not showing. Why is God, Miro? Why are you barking at him? What you need to do instead of barking at him, this is what you need to do: get in there and rip it. And the thing about it is that they're still building this up for Orange Cassidy when he makes his comeback, and then he's going to show up later on in this match, and he's going to make the comeback for the baby faces. So, for the people who may be joining in with us on YouTube, if you see any questions, you want to ask us any questions, by all means, please feel free to do it. We'll be tracking it down. I'm sure that Vic has got eyeballs on that, and then from there we could be able to answer your questions as they come in. All right, so Kip Sabian's in the ring right now with, oh my God, with Chuck Taylor. Kip Sabian's got some loud trunks on tonight.
I like them though; they're nice.
Yup. And now Chuck Taylor doing the right thing, reaching for the tag. Unfortunately, he was dragged into the ring.
God.
Like Orange Cassidy. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
I like that visual of Chucky reaching for the rope. Old school.
And now
old school baby face.
But why would see the thing is Orange Cassidy? That's just silly. You walked out there, took your shirt off, put your elbow pad on, and then you collapsed. What you need to do is you need to walk out there with your shirt and crawl down there to the ring, and now you kip up. Oh fuck!
It's called playing possum, brother.
Stop it! My God, Vic, I can't believe you might be right about this.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're not a big fan of Orange Cassidy, but there is a smart. His character does things to fool his opponent.
No, I know. What I'm talking about is that the baby faces. Well, let's see what happens here. Obviously now, Orange Cassidy's doing the Superman comeback here, but thankfully he's doing it against Sabian, so that makes sense. If he was to do it against Miro, I would probably just be yelling and cussing it all, to the top of my lungs. But he's doing it against Sabian, so that makes sense. And the thing is, for Orange Cassidy, this does make sense because the bump that he took, he shouldn't have had to sell as long as he did. So well, there you go. Okay. All right, nicely done. He sells the back. That's good. All right. Kip Sabian didn't even hit him with that knee. Completely missed it. Okay, he connected with that one. The funny thing is about Sabian is that Sabian's he's a good looking guy and believe it or not, he's a good athlete. It's just a matter that there's just something about him that just doesn't really stand out. 1, 2, nope. Okay, is Miro out on the floor selling Orange Cassidy Superman punch like that for the last 3 minutes? Seriously, Miro, get back in the ring. Come on, man. You were punched by a guy that weighs 170 pounds. Like, dude, you'll be all right. Get up. All right. Let's see what we got here. Vic, any questions from the forum?
Not yet.
All right, cool. All right, there's a blind tag. And kaboom. Well, right now, if Miro doesn't look interested in getting into the match, maybe Penelope should get on the apron.
Penelope, but she can do the Zelina Vega spot.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, they won't get disqualified for it. I've never seen a disqualification in AEW, so.
Well, you can also sneak it in. It doesn't have to be.
Well, I mean,
I wonder where Chucky's cut is. Is it in his eye?
No. That dry blood is in his eye. That.
Oh shit! Miro, that should look good. That punch look real.
Yeah, but come on, man. Miro sold that punch. Miro, come on.
No, I'm talking about when he broke it up and punched him.
I guess so.
That ain't look good. That punch, that should look real.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that Miro slap her, please. I know the audience loves this, but I hate
Miro's in crazy shape, man.
Yeah, no, Miro looks great.
I was watching I saw the Page movie, Fighting with My Family, which is so good, by the way.
I haven't seen it, but
in case you forgot, like how awesome Page was. Sheesh.
Well, what listen, we all love Page, but oh my God, come on.
But yeah, that movie's pretty cool. But they showed
why is this happening? Why is this happening? Really? You're gonna stop? Oh my gosh. Damn. Yo, Penelope took the biggest bump in the match.
Hey, Penelope can bump, brother.
I'm sure.
Oh my God, yo! Everything Miro does looks crazy.
First of all, that kick should have knocked. Bryce Remster, get out of the way, dude. What? I thought that Excalibur was gonna say Jungle Boy, but he said Chuck. All right, there we go. Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Yep. All right. Yeah. Sure. It's exactly what I thought the finish should be. Unfortunately, the babyfaces got too much in this match on Miro. I'm okay with them getting it on Sabian, but way too much on Miro. Is Miro crying? Why is Miro crying?
I don't know. Is he really crying?
Well, he was pantomiming that. I think the effectiveness of this match really got. This was a match that was. And now Miro's like, hey, yeah, buddy. Yeah, hey, Marvez, how you doing? Inner Circle in the house. Yes, they did. They did indeed fail. Did MJF and Jericho.
And technically, Santana and Ortiz failed in their match. I thought, okay, so this is my theory. And now that I already saw what happened in the Jericho match, I'm going to go with this theory. So I think Sammy Guevara is going to be the final participant in the ladder match. I thought he was going to get involved in this match, but since he didn't, I think he'll be in that ladder match. I thought it was going to be Shawn Spears, but he was on the show on
Spears,
Wednesday.
no way, no.
Well, I thought before Wednesday's show, I thought it was going to be Shawn Spears.
Guevara, maybe. Okay,
literally for the same exact reasons. He fits the situation, right? You need a heel, guy who can maybe go against Darby Allin. I think he fits the profile and hasn't been around for a while.
Okay.
So for the same reason, but now that I saw what happened on Wednesday with Shawn Spears, who I wasn't a fan of his new look. I like him with the beard. I like the blonde hair is fine, but he kind of went with a 3 o'clock shadow. I don't know if you saw it.
I don't like the blonde hair on Spears only because of the fact that he's so fair skinned that I don't think the blonde hair works well for him.
Yeah, I thought
especially he looked that bleach blonde look. I like the dark hair mohawk and the thick beard looked good on him. Okay, so up next we have Matt Hardy against Adam Page. They're doing the video packages right now. Hey, Matt Hardy. Hey, I just won the match. Good for you. I will say this. This is a match that I would really want to get into. It's just a matter of the way both of these guys are being presented. It just doesn't feel like a big time match. I'm hoping that they pull out a really good match because I got a feeling that definitely both of these guys are more than capable of doing it.
You okay with it?
No, I just saw the little bit where Matt Hardy was, looking into the camera and like, and Adam Page just threw away whatever gimmick he had, and then so I just laughed at that, at just how stupid that was, but it is what it is.
I don't see how that's stupid. I think that's a smart baby face.
No. No, what I'm talking about is Matt Hardy, like, he's doing the whole whispering to the audience, breaking the fourth wall. And then he just sends obviously sends the paperwork and never looks back at the tape and realizes that Page threw the damn contract away.
I like smart baby faces. It's okay. Not every baby face has to be smart, but I don't like when every baby face is a complete idiot either.
No, I mean, listen, I'm all right. Believe me, I like Adam Page. I do. I like Page a lot. It's a matter for me that the way that they've presented Matt Hardy so far, this match doesn't feel as big time as you would think it would. That's just all it is. And now they're showing the video package here where they had Private Party with the Jacksonville Jaguars gimmick, and then all the members of the Dark Order, and now Matt Hardy going to destroy all the members of the Dark Order. And the thing is that I get where they're trying to do here in terms of making that a part of the story, because the Dark Order have been trying to recruit Hangman Page for seemingly for months, but Hangman's not part of the Dark Order, so why should he care? Why should he care that Matt Hardy's beating up the members of the Dark Order? That's for the Dark Order guys to manage themselves.
You said why should Hangman care?
Why would Hangman Page care that Matt Hardy's beating up the members of the Dark Order? Because he's not.
Because he's become friends with the members.
I don't know about that. I mean, he still looks uncomfortable every time he's around them.
Well, it's almost like they kind of did it. I like how they did it, right? Because they had it's tongue in cheek, whatever. They did almost like a wedding proposal in the Dark Order, and John Cena was like, "Will you join the Dark Order?"
Stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, it's funny. It's funny, and they're all baby faces, right? So he's like, "Yo, you're gonna join the Dark Order," in a funny, lighthearted way,
Mhm.
and Hangman's like, "No, no," but then when they revisit it, it's almost like, okay, it's okay that you don't want to join the Dark Order. That's fine, but do you want to be friends? And they're friends.
Now, here's my question. What's the over under that this is not going to be a one-on-one match?
I, I I would be shocked if someone did not interfere. I would be shocked
Okay.
only because Matt Hardy is not. There's no way Matt Hardy is not going to take advantage of every situation.
Because the thing is right now is like he's got TH2, he's got Private Party, right? That's Hardy's crew, and then Adam Page got all 38 members of the Dark Order. So let's see how this works itself out.
Yeah,
I saw Austin Gunn is back at his usual spot at ringside there.
He's the loudest person in the entire building. You need him out there.
I won't disagree on that. I won't. Let's see here. Hangman Page.
Do you remember last year's Revolution?
No.
Did you see it?
I don't remember.
It might be one of the, if it's not officially the last pay-per-view before the pandemic, it was close to the last pay-per-view before the pandemic.
I'm sure probably the last one may have been a WWE show, but
Well, if there was a March,
just because of the way WWE runs all their pay-per-views every other week.
If there was an early March pay-per-view for WWE, then yes. But yeah, if you go back, it's gonna break your heart if you go back and look at Revolution last year. Because it is a packed arena. They gave out these I think they were like watches or like bracelets that light up, and they were having like, it was almost like part of the entrances, like the colors on the bracelets would change to match the entrances. It was pretty crazy.
Okay.
So you're gonna see, if you go back and watch it, you're gonna see all these people packed, loud, and then we probably haven't had it since. There was a fast lane on March 10th, I think. Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Oh no, but it was 2020. March 8th, Elimination Chamber. Maybe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in Wells Fargo.
That's in Philadelphia then.
Yeah, Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo out in Philly. Let's see here. Boom. Now, oh man, Page. Wow, they telegraphed that big time. Okay, all right. So now they're telling a story here. Good. Now you're gonna work on the arm. You want to kill the buckshot lariat. That's very nice. Good job. All right, very nice. This is good. There you go. Now, referee, is that Rick Knox? If that is, brother, you got a 10 count. Use it. How about you start counting to 10? Come on, Playboy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I could help you out here because I could get you to 10. All right, here comes the spot. All right, boom, break the hand spot. Bam, there it is.
Oh,
there it is. There it is.
I like that.
No, it is. This is good storytelling here, because you're taking away Page's biggest weapon right now, which is that clothesline.
Now they're gonna do a spot where Page tries to hit the buckshot and can't. That'll be interesting.
How to get to that? That's fine. Right now, Matt Hardy's in control, which is good. He's doing what Matt needs to do here. You could put like an arm bar. Like, there you go. Now Matt's doing the right thing here. Look at that. There you go. Those veneers are good for something at the moment. There you go. Get in there. All right. Now here's the thing though. See, all right, Matt, you're doing the finger manipulation, but you gotta do another hold. You gotta put something else on him.
Yo, did the surprise person come yet?
Has the surprise person come yet?
From
Who commented?
Giovanni Zanella.
I'm sorry,
or
who?
Zanella, depending on where they're from.
Well, no, not yet. We're getting there.
Speculating.
Let us know who you think it is. Please do. I would love to get your opinion. Please let us know who you think it is. As a matter of fact, for all the people that are watching us now, yo, pick up the likes. Let us know. Tell us who you think's gonna be. 2 questions for the poll. Tell us who's gonna be the 6th man in that ladder match, and tell us who you think, Paul White's big announcement's gonna be.
Well, who do you think?
Once we get some answers from y'all, then I'll give you kind of a review. I know Vic kind of told you who he thinks is going to be the 6th man in the ladder match. Not a bad pick. I don't agree with him, but tell us what you think.
He has
right hand. Good. He sells it.
He has Kurt Angle. I think Kurt teased on his Twitter. He teased a nice little post.
Here we go. 1. First of all, referee Rick Knox. That can't possibly be a 2 count because Matt Hardy's right shoulder was up the whole time. But anyway, back to what you were saying, Vic. Go for it. 1, 2.
Giovanni's guessing, or his prediction is Kurt Angle.
Okay.
We got Christopher Vargas. His prediction is Christian. I think those are probably the top 2.
All right.
Those are my top 2. How's the show going so far? I'm sure I'm liking it, and I'm sure Lou's hating it.
Well, listen. You're not. I think that might be close to reality. This match I'm actually enjoying. I'm actually enjoying this match because they're telling a good story. Up to this point, I hope they don't screw it up with the ending. But like I said, I'll give it a fair chance. So far, so good. There you go, Paige. Good. Excellent. Paige is selling the hand. Every time he hits Matt Hardy, he's selling it. Beautiful. That's the right thing to do.
All right, let me give you the inside scoop. Kurt Angle on his Twitter posted a video.
Oh! All right, Matt Hardy, you got to get him in the ring and pin him right now. All right, I'm sorry. Go for it, Vic.
Kurt Angle posted a video on his Twitter. It was like a little nicely edited, really, really well done video. And he's in really, really, really good shape, by the way.
Oh, no. Listen, Kurt Angle is in outstanding shape. Anybody that doesn't think that anyone who wants to think the contrary just don't know what they're talking about.
Well, no, Lou, I mean, even in good shape, even for Kurt Angle, I don't know. He's in better shape visually.
I mean, he's going to be smaller. We're not talking Kurt Angle in 2000, all right?
No, I'm talking about compared to his last run right here in the
yeah. Oh, no, listen.
Have you seen him? Have you seen any images of him recently?
Yes, but not with his shirt off, but I can tell he looks a lot leaner.
No, in that video, you want me to send it to you?
Yes, please.
In that video, he looks great. He looks crazy. So he's teasing. He's in his gear, by the way. He's putting on his gear, and then by the end of the video, it says to be continued. I think he's trolling, though. That made me feel like he's trolling. And the Christian news is that Christian was supposed to sign a deal, and apparently they could not come to terms.
Well,
so he is a free agent.
Part of me believes that Kurt Angle would come more so than Christian. I have a feeling that Christian might still be part of WrestleMania in this Edge Roman Reigns storyline. So I doubt that it's going to be Christian. I do. I seriously doubt it will be him. I believe that it's going to be. I have believed for the last several days that it's going to be Kurt Angle, because he's, again, is he the best possible choice? The answer is no. The best possible choice would be CM Punk. Let's just be for real about that.
If CM Punk wants to do it.
If CM Punk wanted to, he would be the best available choice. Yeah. But if Punk wants no part of this action, that's totally fine. But it's just a matter that he would be by far the best option. He's just not available. But not available. He's not making himself available. That's the reality of it. So as far as I'm concerned, he would be by far, you know, the best option, because there are a lot of big names that could be available, but most of them were just like, no, you're not going to see like a John Cena or Dave Bautista or The Undertaker or people like that. You're not going to see those guys.
But all right, we got another comment here. Okay.
Right now, Paige and Hardy are actually working a pretty good match here. I'm really enjoying it, actually. I'm actually really enjoying this match. This is really good.
All right, we got a comment here. It's to hype up his podcast, but I still think it's Kurt Angle due to being in talks with Conrad Thompson, and Conrad was on Dynamite last week. Good point. Conrad was there on Wednesday.
He was, and got trolled by Chris Jericho.
Yes, that's always nice. Yeah, I mean, it definitely Kurt Angle's definitely a heavy favorite. But he could also be trolling to hype up. He's a smart guy. Conrad's a smart guy.
Oh no, Conrad's a very
and also
smart guy.
AEW has some people who are pretty smart with the social media, and they could, to get you off the scent, they could, hey Kurt, do you mind sending a tweet out? Hey Christian, or Bully sent out a little mini tweet as well.
I love Bully Ray. No. Highly, I think at some point later on, I think I could very well easily see Bully Ray in it. Wow, you see the way that Adam Page just took that bump, right? Look at it. They're showing it for like the 12th time now on replay. You see the way he took that bump with the moonsault? That's exactly the way he should take it every time. Land on his feet and take the bump on the railing. It sucks. It hurts like hell, I can imagine. But that's the way he should take the bump. He shouldn't be landing on his feet perfectly, because then again, it looks fake. As crazy as that sounds, it looks fake if he does it that way. Taking it that way makes it look like he's in a struggle in a contest. Page is kicking it here. Page got to continue to sell the hand. I know that adrenaline is flowing, but you got to sell the hand even a little bit in between spots. All right, Matt Hardy there. All right, rope break, boom, elbow. And again, I'm really enjoying this match. So far, this has been very, very good. This was the match that I was hoping to see. This is the kind of match I was hoping to see out of these two guys. As long as they kept it serious and they didn't do all that goofy shit, I'm good. And I'm so far very happy with what I'm seeing. All right, Page grabs him. Boom. Oh, no. Hardy putting the block. All right. Slips underneath. All right, here we go. And oh boy. What's that like? Is that like the Tiger Bomb? Boom, there's a 2 count. This is a very good match. I have to admit, I'm enjoying it very much.
Definitely Matt Hardy's best performance since joining.
I agree.
What was that? Okay.
I certainly agree. No. This is the Matt Hardy this is the best possible thing that AEW could get from Matt Hardy, because he's certainly capable. Oh boy, well, fuck. Get your ass down. Come on, Isaiah. Oh golly, here we go. All right, well, I mean, listen, I can't expect perfection. I guess very good is, very good is about, what I can get here. Private Party are the friendliest heels I've ever seen, because they don't look like heels at all. Mark Quinn looks smooth, man. I like his outfit. Looks smooth. Isaiah Cassidy, that is a no, but Quinn looks smooth.
I like that.
See, like, Paige, come on, man. You got Now, I liked that whole sequence, except the fact that Paige completely no-sold the side effect before getting hit with the twist of fate. Completely no-sold it. He took the bump and popped himself right back up to his feet. That's stupid.
It was a nice reversal. The buckshot into the side effect. I like that.
Yeah, no, it was, but the fact that he just bounced right up, and now it's like 15 against 3 because. You see, with the Dark Order, you don't need to get all those guys. Okay. Very good match, except for the ending. No need. I would have been. What's funny is I would have been okay with the Dark Order interfering if it was just Silver and one other guy. But to have all of them come out, no. I mean, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dark Order members. That buckshot lariat, man, that thing is badass. Boom. But the thing is with Paige, he didn't even sell his arm when he hit it. He should have sold it.
I would have liked. I always like. I like when you sell like something very specific, like the hand, whatever.
So it's now look at it. 2, 4, 6. There's 7 members of the Dark Order against only 2 of the heel. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Hangman Wisers, really? Come on, Excalibur. You got to come up with something better than that. Oh boy. I'll tell you. Listen, it was a good match, except for the ending. It was a good match. I really enjoyed it. I just didn't. I knew that the ending was going to look like the way it did.
All right, Lou. We have another question here.
Sure, go for it.
Who's gonna win the ladder match? What are your guys' predictions for the mystery opponent?
Who's this? Who sent that question? I'd like to be able just to shout him out.
This is Giovanni.
Giovanni, shout out to you, my brother. Realistically, this match is going to be set up. Whoever the 6th person is going to probably be the winner. I know that with Vic, I know earlier he said that he believed that Sammy Guevara was going to be the 6th guy. That's a good pick. Don't get me wrong. And Vic gave his explanation was actually very good. And I was like, yes, it makes total sense. It makes total sense why he would pick Guevara. I don't think it will be Guevara. I think it's going to be an outside person. And part of me believes, and again, part of me believes it's going to be Rob Van Dam. Like, I just think that Rob Van Dam's going to make his appearance in AEW. I won't be that thrilled with it, quite frankly, because the last time we saw Rob in Impact Wrestling, I just wasn't digging him at all. But this match, I think, really has the possibility of being a lot of fun because you have Max Caster, also known as Russell Wilson's stunt double.
He's Russell Cena.
Yeah,
or John Wilson.
Well, I don't know about all that, but he certainly is Russell Wilson's stunt double. That's for sure.
How old is that kid? Let me look it up because
Max Caster can't be any older than 25.
That kid has some.
He's got a lot of
upside.
He's got a lot of upside to him. I don't like his gimmick, but that's fine. That you got to give him something. So if we give him that, that's fine. I like Scorpio Sky a lot, but he's not winning this match. I like Cody. Cody ain't winning this match. I like Archer.
Cody shouldn't win. He can always get back to that TNT title in an easier way.
They got the brass ring. Oh my God. God dang it. Oh, Christ.
All right.
Yo, come on, PN News. Go out there and do your rap. Come on, man.
Man, why is it so hard to get an age on this kid?
All right, hold on. So we're looking here at Max Caster, right?
Yeah. Check if you give me a height too. This kid has good size, good charisma.
No, he is.
Good look.
Let's see here, Max Caster.
Sammy, that's a great idea. I didn't even think of Sammy. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Paul White and Shaq potentially having a match?
Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon.
I don't think it'll happen that soon. Because if you're gonna use Shaq and he wants to continue to participate, I think twice a year is a nice number. So 6 months, maybe 6 months.
My issue with the way that Shaq was used last Wednesday night was, it's a matter that the way the match was laid out was, for all the things that they did in that match to essentially get Jade Cargill over, they could have done all of that in a basic singles match, but I understand it wouldn't have been nearly as effective, and I get it.
I thought
Archer, what? Come on, dude! What the?
I thought they blew it out of the park. I thought that match way exceeded expectation.
Well, listen, I don't disagree there. I thought the match was actually really good, only because, again, I had very low expectations for it to begin with. So it's not as if I had like a huge expectation for the match and was disappointed. I came in there with a very low bar. Jade Cargill did very well. Red Velvet did very well. Cody's Cody. And the things they did with Shaq, listen, totally fine. There are things about that match that I could break apart and say, okay, it was stupid and I can explain why, but I'm not going to do it right now. I will say that the match was much better than I anticipated it to be, and that's a very positive thing. When it comes to Paul White versus Shaq, listen, AEW did nothing to tell that story on Wednesday night, so it's obvious that at this particular point in time, they're not ready to tell that story, and that's totally fine. If they're ready, eventually, do I think they'll get to it? Yes. It would be, especially if they have Shaquille O'Neal available to them, and Shaq wants to get back in the ring. It would be crazy for them not to. But do I think that we're going to see it in the next 6 months? I don't even think we might see Shaq again this year, to be honest with you. I really don't. I think I don't think that we'll see that this year, but I could be wrong. Listen, we're only in March. There's plenty of time left. But yeah, I think the way that match was left, I don't think that we're going to be seeing Shaquille O'Neal anytime soon on AEW TV.
Yeah. How many people are in the ring so far?
Right now we have Penta.
Is this a surprise? Surprise now?
No, not yet.
Okay, we got Cody's entrance. Okay, so real quick, that's hilarious. The brass ring is hilarious. All right.
Of course. Come on, that's just. First of all, that looked like a giant. I don't know if that looked like a donut or
it looks like a ring. Looks like
the little cushion you put in the toilet seat. You know, when you're not tall, you can't sit down right.
That's when you have hemorrhoids, Lou. Like I know you had that 6 months ago.
You're
good now.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. All right,
real quick. Confidences there, pal. Come on, calm that jazz down.
Real quick. Shaq and Paul White don't necessarily have a lot of time left now. I think fans kind of want to see it, especially Paul White fans, Big Show fans. We got a tease of it. We've gotten a tease of it in the past. I think you take the leash off Big Show or Paul White and you let him come up with a good idea. I think he can knock it out the park with Shaq. I think Shaq did his 4 or 5 moves really, really well. Did a beautiful power bomb, nice chops that
Cody
were
didn't
loud.
sell, but it was a beautiful power bomb. Just Cody didn't sell it, but that's all right.
Yes, Cody did not sell it. And I wonder if there was a time issue with that because they were taking a little long on the outside, the girls, to set up the table. And I wonder if Cody rushed on that.
Why is Jade Cargill applauding for Cody?
It could. I'm guessing sarcasm.
I could see why Red Velvet would do it. If Jade Cargill would, oh my goodness.
Oh,
hold on.
I forgot about him. Oh, he looks good.
Yeah, Cody.
Where are you? Do you see it?
Hold on.
Oh, I'm a little bit ahead of you. Shit.
Cody is, Cody stand in the ring.
This is nice. I like this.
All ego.
And I'll tell you why, Lou.
Ethan Page, oh boy.
Ethan Page, sweet. I like this because this is my problem with the RVD pick. My problem with the RVD pick is that the way Paul White made it seem, he goes, okay, we got a surprise coming, right? And he has Hall of Fame potential. So they made a big deal out of a potential Hall of Fame guy. Oh. RVD is also a potential Hall of Fame guy, and if you bring him in with another Hall of Fame guy,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. No, I get it. Listen,
I am surprised. I like this.
I will say this. I like Ethan Page, even though the way that he left Impact Wrestling was very, very lousy. But that's not.
He did enough good. He has nice. He did plenty of good.
I will say this though. Let's see here. I will say that Ethan looked like he put on a little bit of weight in between his last match on Impact and this one, but that's fine. We'll
right, we
that.
got.
But I will say this for Ethan Page. I'm surprised. The reason why I say that I'm surprised that he's in AEW is just because I thought that for a guy of his his talent and it looked like he was getting some buzz and Impact, that WWE would have given him a look. But listen, this is a great opportunity for Ethan Page.
I'm sure they did give him a look, but maybe they were going to put him in NXT. Maybe he didn't want to do that, or maybe he wanted to do this for 2 years and then go to WWE.
Look at NXT as anything but positive.
Yeah, but we all have different opinions, though.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people don't have the same opinion of WWE that some wrestlers see WWE and it's like this great place, and some people are afraid to go. They're afraid that they're gonna go there and they're gonna treat them poorly. Frankly, and that's not everyone.
I will tell this to people. Ultimately, and listen, I get it. Not everybody's meant to be in the WWE and be a big fit. I get that. That's I'm not going to disagree with you on that. But the one thing about these wrestlers and maybe now wrestlers of today might have a different opinion only because WWE has kind of done the wrong by some over by I shouldn't say some, by more than some over the last few, let's say the last decade and a half. So WWE may have done some damage to their own reputation amongst wrestlers, but at the end of the day, sometimes for Ethan Page making the move to AEW, this is still a huge leap for him in terms of the talent that he's going to be competing against. And the thing is that this might be closer to what he likes to do stylistically. So that works. That might work for him. But eventually, when talents graduate to a certain level, WWE might be their destination. It didn't need to be Ethan Page's destination at this point, and I'm totally fine with him being in AEW.
Well, yeah, there's so many different situations. If you think you're gonna be booked better in AEW and you can become in the future like an MJF, I don't know if MJF would have got the same opportunities in WWE or would have been allowed to be.
Okay. I'm sorry to cut you off. Why are these guys out here?
Well, they have a
no. This is just silly. This is not something that we should be doing in this.
All right, wait a second. Let's catch up on the comments section.
All right, let's go back.
Give me a second here. All right, where are we? Sammy's a great idea. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the Big Show? What are your guys' names?
Who asked that question too?
Well, maybe a new viewer, Lou.
Hey,
that's
viewer.
Lou. I'm Vic.
What's up, guys? Yo, thank you for the view. We really appreciate you, man. Hopefully you're enjoying what you're listening to.
Shaq had a match in WWE. Many don't remember. Who's here? It's Easton Page. Easton Page is the mystery guy. Hey, what match is going on next? Well, right now we're in the ladder match, and then we still have the main event: Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega in an exploding barbed wire match, and then we have Team Taz against Darby and Sting. I think that's it.
I think that the Omega Moxley match is going to go the 30-minute time limit just so they can do the exploding gimmick.
You have to do the exploding. You have to do it.
So we already know what the ending is. We just got to see what happens in the in between.
Anybody who knows anything about that match, the fact if you tease it, if you say, okay, by the way, if these guys don't make it, or whatever, if the match is still going on and there's no finish at the 30-minute mark, the ring will explode or whatever it is. You have to do it. You have to do it. It just would make no sense to tease that.
Yeah. Listen, that's a match that, you know, and I might preface this to the people who are watching. If you see me getting really hot when that match comes on, just realize that the match and everything about it is just so stupid that I'm going to have a very difficult time, being fair with it. So I give y'all fair warning on that, but I will try and see. There you go. All right, Penta.
All right. So there's confusion. Yes, some people were confused about two different debuts. Yes, there will be two debuts tonight. So Big Show still hasn't announced his guy yet.
Which I'm sure
that'll probably come maybe after the Darby and Sting match. We'll get that to bring the fans down a little bit.
It'll probably come before it. Believe it or not.
Or it could come before it, and then you can have that match. But yeah, it's two debuts today. Ethan Page.
I'm sorry.
And whoever Big Show brings out, it will be two debuts. What else do we have? Am I right? Two debuts.
I'm very happy to see
Big Show
Ethan Page.
reveal. Yeah, Big Show reveal has not happened yet.
I'm sorry.
Big Show reveal has not happened yet.
What hasn't happened yet?
The Big Show reveal has not happened yet.
No, it hasn't. Hey guys, listen, for whoever's watching now, just let's get those likes up. Let's get people on the stream. Let's get people watching. And just to give you guys a heads up for all the people who are watching us live here, new viewers, you can keep up with us on Instagram and on Twitter at the Wrestlebros. You can catch us on YouTube on this platform at the space Wrestlebros. You can be able to watch all of our old videos. We have one that just came out 2 or 3 days ago, basically previewing this event and some of the happenings throughout wrestling over the last week. So we hope you guys check it out and have a good time with it. Man, that was a big power bomb there by Ethan Page. All right, where's Page going? All right, he's looking for another ladder.
So Ethan Page, if I'm trying to get in Ethan Page's head, maybe he thinks that right now he's not that big a star, right? So if he goes to WWE, he does not have a lot of leverage, and he does not have a lot of time, quite frankly. He's going to be in NXT where there's a lot of competition, a lot of young talent, a lot of older talent that's trying to get over.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think. Listen. Oh wow. Here's what. Listen. I'm not making an argument against that because you're absolutely right. He is best served working here in AEW.
Well, I don't want to say that either. I don't want to say which one's better or worse.
No,
they can both work.
I think
he's just trying to get into his head.
His situation works. I would believe, because think about it. If he chose to go to AEW, then your scenario makes a lot of sense. Meaning that, yes, he's a star. He was a star within Impact Wrestling, but a very small audience presumably knows who he is. For him to show up on NXT, he's not gonna. And you're right. He's not gonna have the leverage, and he's not going to be in the most conducive situation where he's going to be presented as a top flight anything. It's going to be a matter of, hey, we'll give you an opportunity. Oh, be careful, Penta. Be careful.
Shockingly, the Lucha Bros never really hurt anyone they usually hurt themselves, but they don't hurt other
Well,
people.
here's the deal. Whenever I see somebody trying to do a Canadian destroyer on a ladder, the ladders don't work with you, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Be careful.
We've seen some crazy
Ladders don't
stuff.
work with you. Oh, is Cody out of the match now?
Giovanni, thank you for subscribing, my friend.
I'm sorry.
No, I was talking to Giovanni.
I should probably try to get on this live stream here and see if I could see the comments real quick. Let me see. Okay, all right, there we go. Hold on, man.
So now that we know that Ethan Page is a young up and comer, does he win this match?
I got yeah, Giovanni. Yeah, I just read your comment there, brother. Yeah, definitely. I just want to give you a heads up, fair warning about that. Yeah, do I think that Ethan Page? You know what? Part of me would be a little disappointed if he didn't. Should it be an absolute? The answer is no. It's not an absolute. I think I would be disappointed. I like Max Caster. I think it's a little awkward, but I think it might be that his partner's injured. Because for him to be a guy that is, like I said, Max Caster is a good-looking up-and-coming kid. It's a matter that, he still hasn't been established yet as a tag team guy with his partner. So I'm surprised that he's in this match, although he's doing very well.
Yeah, Max will be fine. Max doesn't need to win.
Max is gonna be a top single star when the time comes, because him and Bowens are not going to be a team for a very long time. They're just not. There's a lot in both of them as singles.
I like this mountain of everyone reaching for the brass ring. There's a little metaphor here. I like that. That's a great little metaphor there.
I know, and the thing is that, I mean, that thing looks big enough that if I wanted to, get in the pool and I needed a life preserver,
it's huge. It's hilarious.
Yeah. You know what? Somebody needs to tell, listen, with all due respect, somebody needs to tell Jake Roberts to dress up, man. Like, put a suit on or something, bro.
I think Jake looks fine when he wears his little snake outfit.
Yeah,
he needs to get some nice boots to match. He wears his comfortable shoes with his snake outfit.
Something that. Okay, Scorpio Sky. Mira, papi, te toca. Let's go. Make it happen. Oh, no. There's Penta. Let's see here. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see Archer. Yeah. Archer's probably
Cody has been almost. He's still around. He's in the entranceway, in the tunnel. They're working on his neck. So I don't know if I'm sure he'll come back for the ending.
Well, you see, the thing that I don't like though is that you can see it on camera.
Or maybe he won't be back. It's a good way to knock him out of the of the match. I mean, he's not winning.
This is one of those things where even if this is a storyline thing, you got to get Cody off camera, because then if you see Cody in the background, your eyes going to instinctively go to him and maybe not pay attention to what's going on in the ring. Oh, whoa, okay. Listen, that spot was messed up, but I'm okay with that. Safety first, boys. Safety first. Oh no, there's Cody walking around again. We can see him. He's still thinking about it. I like that,
even though he's on off camera, whatever. You can see him on the camera. Oh.
Let's see.
But they're working on him. They're still working on him. There's doctors and
I know, but I would prefer to not see it there. That's all. That's just something that I'd be like, no way. I'm not okay with that.
All right, Max Caster getting a lot of love.
Oh, nice move. Listen, Max Caster he's one of those talents that AEW got that I'm like, tremendous pickup for them.
Yeah, and I never seen him before this, so somebody has good eyes.
Listen, he's really, and here's the thing, right? More guys like him, meaning, more guys like him, because he's really, listen, he's young and you can tell that there's an experience, but man, he's good. Like there's a lot of promise in this young man. So Scorpio Sky's like the youngest looking 40-year-old I've ever seen, man.
Oh yeah, yes.
I don't know how old Scorpio Sky is. I'm giving him 40, but he does. He looks great.
Well, he's been around a long time, but he looks like a new guy because his body has
exactly
changed so
because
much.
nobody ever saw him.
Well, I seen him on Impact and didn't know it was him. He went by a different name, and I remember him, but I didn't remember him. You get what I'm saying?
That means that he didn't make an impact, pun intended.
Well, he was a lot smaller. He was so much skinnier. You wouldn't believe it.
Okay.
You would not believe how skinny he was. So yeah.
Oh, balls! Woo, Jeebus! Okay, unpopular opinion of some. Goldberg sucks and he could never wrestle. Listen, Gio, I got to tell you, brother, I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that a lot of people would share that opinion. It's just a matter that Goldberg came at the right time and he was built like a monster. And he's made hundreds, well, I won't say, he's made tens of millions of dollars off of that reputation. That's just called being smart. But
yeah,
most people would agree with you. He's not a great wrestler. He really isn't.
Well, he's not a great technician, right? Because
no, sir, he's not.
But there's plenty of guys who are not great technicians but are great wrestlers. So there is a way to do it. But I think, especially
easy. That's a family show there, Archer. We don't need to see all that. All right, I'm sorry for cutting you off there.
I think Goldberg can be a lot better than he is. But
yo.
If he would have just stayed in wrestling this whole time, I think the Goldberg we'd be getting would be a lot different.
You know what? That I can dig that. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I would agree with that particular opinion. Only because of the way that he was presented. I don't think that anybody would have really been okay with a guy who's at the time 6'3" and at least 280 pounds of solid muscle, being extended against, could there have been guys who can extend them and make it be believable? Yes. The answer is absolutely yes. But that had to be a very rare occasion. And the thing is that when Goldberg had been extended, you can see a lot of the holes in his game. So that's really what I'm talking about. And WWE was really, really smart the way they've been using him, because no matter what, they're always using him in in the wham bam thank you ma'am type of deal. And now we got Penta here with Adam Page. Cero Miedo. Penta's only done that about 50 times in this contest. All right, we got it. Zero fear. All right, Cody pulling the Brian Pillman. Let's go. Toma. All right, here we go. Toma. Correazo para ti también.
Oh, Giovanni, if you called the Big Show signing, well, respect to you, my friend, because I did not see that one coming. Kurt Angle, I can see that, but that Paul White, I did not. I imagine he could have had a nice, cozy gig doing nothing and getting paid a lot of money to do nothing.
I'm sure
but he still wants to do something, and that's why he's here.
I mean, listen, I think a guy like Paul White, yes, listen, Vic isn't wrong about that. And Gio, to your point, would I have called that signing? The answer is no, absolutely not. Only because, again, he's been there for 22 years at the time, and yes, he was being Paul White was very much being, I don't want to say underutilized, because you've been there for 22 years. I mean, give me a break, but he was certainly being de-emphasized. He wasn't going to be emphasized in any way, shape, or form on WWE's TV. And listen, I'm sure that Tony Khan, opened up the checkbook and gave him a sizable amount of money. And believe me, was it more than what WWE was offering him? The answer is yes. There's no way that you'd be able to convince me otherwise. You're a businessman. If you're gonna, you're not gonna want to work more and do more for less money. So AEW offered him more money than what WWE was willing to pay him. The reality is that in WWE at this point, I think that they may have used him up. Like the attraction of the Big Show in WWE is it's no more because he's been there for so long, and he's worked against everybody. And over the last few years, he did exactly what he was there to do, really help a lot of the monster guys in the WWE, like the really big guys physically, help train them and help kind of teach them how to work like big men. Braun Strowman is the first example of a guy who benefited tremendously from working with Big Show. But at the same time, after 22 years, that attraction, he's not worth as much to the WWE 22 years later than he was in February of '99 when they signed him. So to AEW being a small, not a smaller company, but newer company, being a newer company and needing high name talent, then that's a big deal for them. To be able to get somebody like Paul White, bring some notoriety and make more mainstream visibility to AEW, that's huge. And if Show wants to go out there and still wants to work and still wants to really contribute and do so in earnest and do it in good faith, that's it's beneficial to both sides. There's nothing wrong with that. So as long as it's being done in good faith by both sides, and I have no reason to believe that it's not, then it's going to be beneficial for it. Whoa, damn. Woo, mama. Oh, Max Caster's going to need a chiropractic treatment tomorrow morning. Wait, baby Jesus. That looked like it hurt. You know what, Gio, man, we really appreciate all your comments, man. You've been outstanding tonight. Definitely check out our videos, man. Give a like. I know that you give a subscribe, man. I'm really happy you did that, man. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Hey, where is everybody from?
Yo, guys, everybody in the chat room, hit us up. Let us know. Yeah, let us know what cities you're repping. Let us know where you're from. We'd love to be able to get some shout outs and get that information out. It'd be awesome. Let us know where you're from. Yo, look at that. Damn, all right. Jake. Pero. Hey, Jake, why don't you climb the ladder and be the face of the Revolution, man? Oh, Jake just got kicked. I'm sure DDP won't be happy about that. He's in the crowd. He might put the diamond cutter on somebody now. What was that? El Cero Miedo. I don't want to mess with you, Tony. I'm just messing with you, Shivani. Hey, Jay, come on. Is that QT? No, that's not QT Marshall. That's the doctor. Oh, well, damn, he missed it completely. He completely missed that spot. Yo, Jake. Is Jake okay, man? Yo, Doc Sampson, you may have to go over there and take a look at Jake. He ain't looking too good. You from California there, Gio? Hey, Rivero, what's going on, my brother? Show's doing all right so far, man. We're, the AEW show here, this ladder match is exactly what I thought it would be. It's ladder matches are not, they're meant to be spectacles. But the show so far has actually been okay. It's been all right. Here we go. Oh, right in the toes. Oh, right in the ankle, right in the toes. Penta selling the left one when he got hit in the right one. I get it. It's pro wrestling. Everybody works to the left. Yeah. I get it.
Jose Rivero from the Sports Group Therapy Podcast joining us.
Yo, Jose, what's up, my brother? It's so great to have you, man. We really, I've been watching y'all's content lately, man. Your content is a lot of fun. I'd really love to be able to come in one day, man. We could chat about some baseball, basketball, a little bit of pro wrestling. Y'all let me know when.
Yo, Jose, when Julio said that AEW doesn't do long-term storytelling, you should have seen my reaction. I almost drove my head through a wall.
Oh! I thought he went through a ladder. I was like, oh dear Lord. Oh, wow.
Wow, Scorpio Sky grabbing the brass ring. See, once it was Ethan Page, Lou, he doesn't need this victory just yet. He doesn't need it. Ethan Page can this will be a good spot for Ethan Page in a year, next year.
Listen, I will say this, right? I can understand your point of view. You're not wrong, right? You're not wrong. So I'm gonna preface this by saying you're not wrong. Mm-hmm. However, if you're gonna make a debut like this for somebody and not have them go over, then it kind of blends him in with everybody else. In that situation, then he needs to be debuted in a way where he can cut a killer promo and then beat somebody.
Well, this was just a nice little surprise, Lou. I think his debut, when he comes on television, maybe this Wednesday, I hope we do get a promo because he's a good promo.
Because and that's my listen. Congratulations to Scorpio Sky. Listen, Scorpio Sky deserves this opportunity. It's a matter that if you're going to put a mystery guy in there and not have him go over, you know, and the thing about it is with a guy like Scorpio Sky, I know that probably internally AEW thinks much differently of him, and they think that he is, you know, they think much more highly of him. It's a matter that I'm looking at it from a results perspective, and when I see him on the AEW program, I don't necessarily see him winning and moving in that upward trajectory. It's very, you know, in and out. And of course, you know, if you're going to tell me, hey, it's on AEW Dark, you know, you already know, I've already said this many times before. If it ain't on TV, it don't count. So.
No, I think you got to wait your turn in AEW. So this is Scorpio getting an opportunity. He gets, every now and then he'll get an opportunity to shine. So we know we're going to get a Darby Allin Scorpio Sky match in the future very soon, I imagine. And it'll be a killer match. And they'll tear the house down. And that's more shine on Scorpio Sky. So good for him.
Hey, man. Listen, congratulations to Scorpio Sky. I mean, like I said, he deserves this opportunity. I would have just preferred. Oh, here we go. It's big announcement time.
All right.
It's all Elite Wrestling.
All right.
7, 6.
So Ethan Page was our first surprise. So let's see who's our next surprise. It's Christian, ain't it? Because it sounds like Christian music.
Outwork everyone.
Ah!
It is. Wow. All right.
So Kurt Angle trolling us confirmed. Kurt Angle, you troll. I love you. You're a smart guy. You trolled us.
All right, Rezo. All right, Playboy.
This is a big deal. Christian Cage with the Christian Cage name, which brings back such beautiful memories from his run in TNA, where he killed it. He absolutely killed it.
I'll say this. I will say this. This is good. Again, you know, I don't want to come across as, you know, being, you know, whatever have you. But this is something that AEW needs to do. They need to get more guys like this.
Yeah, well,
and I know the negativity around it is going to be like, hey, you're just getting a bunch of old ex-WWE guys. Who cares?
People need to stop that.
No,
I swear to God, wrestling is the only place where you're not allowed to hire the best people. It's the stupidest thing ever. It's like,
I will say this. The only reason why I would bust people's balls about something like that is only because you already know how I felt about the way that AEW started. Not, in my opinion, not having the best talent, the best possible talent, not having them on their roster.
Yeah, well, if they're
If
not
they
available, they're not
if they're
available.
doing it now, and keep adding people onto their roster, at some point they got to cut people.
Hey, Big Show and Christian. If they want to pay all these people, that's fine. They have a bunch of people. Then if you're good, you'll make it to TV. It's like WWE in 2002. They had too many people.
Yes, they
and
did.
it made for better television. That's what it did. They had too much talent.
That's a bad picture of Ricky Starks, man. That's a really bad picture of him in that yeah, that's a bad picture. That's a bad image of Ricky Starks.
Hey,
Ricky Starks looks like he looked like a twig.
So we have so Christian Cage. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what's his first rivalry. That's very interesting. They can go a lot of directions with him.
Well,
what would you do? Who should he feud with?
In all honesty, I
should
think
he be babyface or heel?
Honestly, I think he should be a heel.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think
the only reason why I say this is because, and I say this with all due respect, because this goes back to the conversation we had earlier about, the audience that watches AEW, who are smarter wrestling fans, they just cheer for everything because they're cheering the performance and not necessarily being invested in the personalities of said talents. Very few can actually come across as either, particularly heels, very few can come across as convincing heels in this program. So somebody like Christian can have the experience on the mic to cut promos that even when the fans want to cheer, he'd have the ability to shut that down. And that's why I'm saying that he would be effective as a heel, because there's a lot of talents in AEW, a lot of young talents who are popular because the fans cheer for them no matter how they've been positioned. It's just a matter that with a guy like Christian Cage, really the guy that he's going to end up facing, you're looking at him on the screen. It's not going to be Sting. It's going to be Darby Allin. At some point, that match will happen. Because Christian as a heel would probably be able to do a really good job with Darby Allin. And the matches could be competitive because, again, Christian is great, but he's not the biggest dude in the world. So Darby Allin getting offense on him won't look that ridiculous. So that would be my position. But in all honesty, I think that for Christian Cage, although the fans are going to want to cheer him because everybody's like, oh, it's Christian Cage, they're going to want to cheer for him. Realistically, he needs to be a heel. I think
you can cheer him at first, and I think he'll work to get the fans to turn, and he'll be able to do it quickly because he's so good.
And my and I'm sorry to cut you off. My understanding would be if Christian could be able to do that in terms of flipping people, and being able to kind of do that in terms of getting the fans to turn on him, I think it would be a very good lesson to teach to some of the younger talents in AEW, especially the younger heels that are trying to get over. A guy like him is going to be a tremendous resource for them.
Let me tell you, one of the things that everyone says about Christian is how good he is at match structure and putting matches together, and every match is a little bit different and all that good stuff. Everyone says this. The best workers all talk about how good Christian is.
Great. Christian is great. It's a matter of how he's booked. I have zero doubt that he's going to be able to get in the ring, especially after the performance he had at the Royal Rumble. If WWE couldn't work out a deal with him, that's okay. Maybe WWE's like, hey, we don't see the value in you the same way. Nothing wrong with that. This is a cinematic match.
Cinematic, yeah, which
is totally fine, because in all honesty, I don't think that Sting would be able to look as good in a quote unquote. All right, what the hell are these?
Yeah, I think Sting could have a match. But I think you got to be careful.
Backwards, so, okay, that's telling you something.
So if you can delay those matches, not rush into them. Those one-on-one matches where he's going to be forced to have a real match, and you can do stuff like this.
I think you and I are gonna share a much different opinion about Sting. This is realistically, I think, definitely a very good way to present him because you can do a lot of edits here. And a lot of the things about Sting that can get exposed in a live match won't be shown here.
Yeah, but I think Sting can have a good match. I think Sting.
And in all honesty here, the announcer should not be speaking here. The announcer shouldn't be calling this. They just shouldn't. This is dumb. This is a live critique here to AEW. No, mute the microphones on the commentators. Let them go get a drink. At this point right now, no commentary. This is bad because I'm sorry to have Shivani and Taz calling this now. Like Shivani's voice, and I say this with all due respect, Tony Schiavone, the timbre and the tone of his voice does not fit this presentation. No one should be commentating. Nobody. Let this match breathe without you guys. I don't think anybody, for the chat room, let us know what you think, guys. This actually looks really. It's okay. All right.
I like the visual, and that's the
good thing. I do.
That's too. The good thing having Darby be involved in cinematic matches because he does have experience as a director.
That's fine.
And it helps because he does have an artistic touch, and you can already tell.
Oh no! Listen. I totally get it. I like the visual of this in black and white. It looks cool. I just don't like the idea of. I don't like the idea of the commentators talking over this. I think it actually is going to take away from it.
Are we good?
Jim, nobody.
Comment, Chris. Christian has great ring work for a person of his stature. A lot of wrestlers today have bad timing in between maneuvers. I think there's. I mean,
you know what, Chris? Here's the deal, right? Does Christian Cage have great ring work? Absolutely. There's no disagreement on that. Do I think the wrestlers today have bad timing in between maneuvers? Listen, I'll ask you here, because before I give an opinion one way or the other, could you be able to give us a little bit more? Tell us, be a little more specific. Just because I want to be able to kind of get an idea of where you stand in that, but definitely let us know. Give us a little bit more of an example. What you mean by that, and then we can make this work. This actually.
So Lou, remember I wanted to see Darby wear the Sting paint.
There you go.
This is a little bit. They're blended their paint, so they're both wearing each other's paint. A mix, a combination.
Yep.
Great idea. This is why I don't write the show, because there's people more experienced that write better than me, and this was a better idea.
I will say this though. I don't think that I like the guys outside of the ring. Don't like that. Why? God, these commentators, damn it, cut their mics off.
Well, they do have a ring though. There is a ring. They are having the match in the ring.
But the thing is, I don't know.
If this was like the Boneyard where they're outside and then that's more like a movie, but this is a real match. It's in a different location.
Yeah, I'm not digging the commentary.
I think I know where you want to go with. I know you didn't get to see it, but you want more of the EC3. What EC3 is doing right now, he's having these types of matches, and it's more like music in the background, things like sound effects in the background, no commentary. That's probably what you want.
Because the thing about it is, in a presentation like this, the commentary. How can I say this politely? I don't care who the commentators are. In an event of this, in a presentation like this, when you have the commentators, it actually devalues. It takes away from the presentation, because it's like if we were watching this in a movie theater, and this was a movie scene, and then you have the director and other pundits giving commentary. You'd be like, what the hell is this? This is kind of the same thing. The visuals speak for themselves. You don't need the commentators narrating anything. There's no story for them to tell.
Yeah,
the story. If the wrestlers and the people are not good enough to tell the story, in the way this is being presented without commentary being over it, it takes away. So no.
Lou, let me ask you, how old was Flair towards the end of his run in WWE?
Mid-50s, I think.
I cannot believe how good Sting moves. It doesn't make any sense. He moves so he's so quick.
Listen, Sting. Listen, I will say this about Sting. For a guy who's a senior citizen, he's listen. At age 62, me being 20 years his junior, 20 plus years his junior. I would love to have, that his mobility and his strength at this point in my life. So this is no shade on Sting. Sting is fantastic. Oh, mama! See?
Did you just see the door spot?
See now you see, if you have no commentators here, how cool would that be to have Brian Cage be the one talking junk, or if Taz was there with them, he could be talking junk. Not them commentating. This is like a regular wrestling match.
Did you notice that after? I wish they would have held for another 2 seconds. After Cage threw him, you couldn't really see Cage. You could only see his shadow.
Yeah, silhouette. That looked cool.
That looked cool. I like that shot.
That's the point. That's the point that I'm trying to get at.
Uh oh. Sting has the bat.
There you go. Ricky Starks now is pissing his pants. He's like,
oh, here we go. This is the horror movie time. Horror movie time.
but you see, but think about it. Would it make any sense to have the commentators talking over this?
The commentators should shut up for this moment because it's this
no. They
horror
should
movie
shut
moment
up for the whole thing.
No, yeah,
they should shut up for the whole thing.
I'd like to experiment both ways and see which one I like better.
Nope. What you do is that you film once this is filmed.
What the hell just happened? Oh, he got rid of the bat?
Yeah, which is stupid. This is a damn street fight. I don't care if the other guy thinks that, oh, you're nothing without the bat. Yeah, sure. I'll still go beat your ass anyway. Yeah. That's gonna be my one major critique about this. This looks kind of cool so far. My one major critique is get rid of the damn announcers.
Just mute it.
If you can hear me, mute those announcers' microphones now. You're killing me, man, with this stuff.
Sting even walks like a younger guy.
Well, listen. Sting is a man, and listen, I'm sure that Sting spends a lot of time with his trainers and getting himself in shape because he's not going to do this half-assed.
Oh my God, how strong is Brian Cage? Jesus Christ!
You know what? I know Brian Cage is freakishly strong, but he just picked up Darby Allin like I would my 4-year-old son and walk him up the stairs. Listen, Darby Allin is not a big man, but even then, that's still impressive.
Let me tell you, I've been impressed with Brian Cage all match. Usually I get turned off by him during the matches.
Here's the thing with Cage, right? If Cage's promos were half as good as how he physically looks, he'd be a much bigger star. It's just that he's a shitty promo.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully he gets better at that.
He sucks as a promo. That's his because okay, that's a bad edit right there. Well, first off, Taz, you acting all worried. Where's Hobbs?
They might show up.
Might? Come on,
well, I don't know where this location is. They might not even know how to get here to this place.
You know what's called, bro? I was gonna say it's called the GPS, but you need the address, so I can't even see that.
How did they find I like how they found this nice spot, man. Everything looks dingy. But it looks cool. It all looks very cinematic. The location.
And you know the one reason why I think this is cool? You know the one thing that they're not doing? They're not being goofy. They're being serious. Everything they're doing is serious. That's why this is cool. Again, my only critique, damn, all right. You gotta be careful there, Starks. I mean, I understand you're trying to beat Sting up, but at the same time, you destroy this man's vertical base. You know the one thing you notice here that Sting's been in this fight's been going on for about 7 minutes now, and Sting's face paint is still all intact.
Hey, Maybe they were doing touch-ups in
good
between.
paint job there. Oh,
yo, Starks is all about fashion, baby. Starks still looks good. It was like, yo, it's gonna be a fight. Don't bring your gear. Maybe wear some pants.
Well, it's the one thing
he still looks good.
Starks is that they have him with his shirt on. This almost feels like a match would be shirts versus skins, but just that they got a little split up here. Let's see here. Certain spots like high flying tag team moves take too long to set up, like they had bad timing. I mean, you know what, Chris? Yeah, I got you, Chris. That does make some sense. I mean, listen, one of the things about AEW, and this was this was something that happened with the WWE back in probably 2002, 2003, around the first Tough Enough, is they started bringing in a lot of young talent that had no business being on television, and it looked bad. Some of them were able to improve and get better, while others did not. In AEW, I think that there's room to grow for everybody because of the fact that a lot of the wrestlers are younger, so they're basically all sharing a similar level of experience, and the fan base is going to be a lot more forgiving because realistically, the fan base for AEW are fans that primarily want to see them succeed and are going to be a lot more forgiving. I don't know why they're doing a slap fest here. That's stupid, but they're going to be a lot more forgiving for the mistakes that AEW makes. Maybe older wrestling fans that have been watching, bad wrestling in the WWE, and then over the last several years, what we got from Impact, Ring of Honor not being on television, there's been a lot of stuff in pro wrestling that has just been silly. So it causes, damn, all right, there
you go. Here we go.
That's Hobbs, obviously.
Yeah, here we go. Uh-oh.
I mean, come on. How stupid is that? An orange match? Come on. That almost as silly as when Ron Simmons and Butch Reed were doomed. The only two. Yeah, hello.
Shit.
It's Hook. They got the kid. I'll tell you what, though, the kid's in shape. He looks good.
I really think Hook's gonna be a problem.
But Chris, to reply to your finish replying, yes, there are, there's the AEW fan base is a lot more forgiving, and they're willing. I think the AEW fan base wants to see the promotion succeed so much. I don't want to say that they're willing to overlook, but they're going to be willing to forgive at a much greater rate than maybe other fans who might look at it and roll their eyes because we've been watching it for so long. For me, it's like there are certain talents in AEW who are young talents, and I'm able to forgive some mistakes only because I can see the potential. And there are others who I just look at them and I'm like, no, there's no way, at least in my eyes, that you're ever going to be anything more than what you are. And that's where I'm a lot more critical because oh my God. Okay, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what, to answer the question in a nutshell, it's really going to be a matter that as AEW grows, they're going to get, again, when you sign Paul White and Christian Cage, yes, you can say that they're former WWE talents. They signed Sting and he was previously in the WWE, but they're going to have to get more talents like that. And the thing about it is that hopefully it doesn't become what TNA would look like, 10 years ago, because they got a lot of guys that were big name stars in WWE, and it seemed like it kind of taxed the dynamic, and it really messed up the dynamic that Impact had, because they had a fantastic roster. You just had to sprinkle it in with a few big names, and it got to the point where they got too many. This is silly. I don't know why Darby Allin's getting up that quickly. Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah, I think.
All right, this is kind of stupid, but that's so. Chris, to answer that in a nutshell, man, I really, I'm really glad, brother, that you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you'll stay with the content, man, and definitely ask us questions. Oh my God, Chris Vargas, you called it, huh? Christian Cage, congratulations, brother. You win the poll. Extra credit for you. Oh, fudge! Come on. You can see Darby Allin got thrown into a brick wall that had a glass window on it. Now he jumped from what appears to be 2 stories. And Sting still with the perfect Earl Scheib paint job there. And Ricky Starks' shirt doesn't look the worse for wear. Oh, man. All right. This is still... Okay, all right. That's... I think for me, it's like I find it kind of weird that they have an AEW ring inside here, but what? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm trying to figure out like why would anybody go for the pin? Wouldn't the winners just be the last group standing? Why would you go for pins?
Because that's how you win wrestling matches, Lou.
This is not a wrestling match, dude.
Yes, it's a street fight.
This is not a wrestling match.
There's a wrestling ring and a referee. You can win by pinfall, submission, count out, or no count out, no disqualification. But knockout, yes, someone can get knocked out of a match. So if Ricky Stark can knock out Sting, it'll be over.
Hey, there's the edit right there, brother. Nicely done.
It was still Sting, though.
I won't deny that. It certainly was. It certainly was Sting. So, guys, let us know what you think. If you guys are watching the show, let us know. Let us know if you're liking it. For all the people who are in the chat room, any other questions or comments, man, let us know, man. We all appreciate it. And by the way, to the guys in the chat room, let us know what. There it is. It's over. Let us know what cities y'all are repping, man. I know that we got our boy Giovanni from California. Let us know. You from Northern California, Southern California? I've got a chance to visit Northern California. I only got as far as Sacramento, but I would love to go to San Fran at some time. That I missed San Francisco by about maybe an hour and a half. Look at that! Oh, Jesus Christ! Damn! Darby threw himself from at least 1 story, maybe 2.
All right, so if you guys didn't get to see the entire show, you had the Young Bucks defeating the Inner Circle. You had Death Triangle winning the Tag Team Battle Royal. You had Shida defeating Ryu Mizunami.
Chris from Canada. What's up? International, Canada.
You have Miro and Kip defeating Best Friends. Hangman defeating Matt Hardy. Scorpio Sky grabbing the literal brass ring. In the
literal brass ring. Yes, sir. The literal brass ring.
And now Sting and Darby winning the street fight. And we got a pissed off Taz walking away. So we got
the baby faces beat 4 heels.
You also had Christian Cage signing with AEW. Had the debut of Ethan Page and Cage.
Not yet.
And getting ready for the main event. I assume. Yep.
And now the announcement: Double or Nothing. Sunday, nothing. May 30th, 2021. So, my man Brooklyn in the house. What's up, Brooklyn in the house, yo? Chris, let us know what part of Canada you from, brother. I hope so too. I hope the Hangman page does get a big push. Oh, okay, that's right, because Phoenix. Okay, all right. And Rebel, not Reba. What? There's just too much of this nonsense with the Inner Circle. Just split them up already. Wow, all right, that was quick. Well, you couldn't give these guys a week or 2 to breathe this thing out. Wow, okay. And now we have the exploding barbed wire deathmatch. Oh God. Oh, help us all. Hey guys, let us know who you think tell us who you think has been the top performer of this event so far. We'd like to know. Oh, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Chris, you know, hopefully you're old enough to know that Bret Hart won his first WWE championship in Saskatoon in October of 1992. Little trivia there for all of our friends, you know, out in Canada. I'm sure that Chris, you know, Chris is a big wrestling fan. I'm sure he knows that. Yeah, but yeah, guys, definitely, you know, we're going to encourage you guys, you know, to check out the archives, you know, that we have here. I know that right now they're going through the video package here for the Moxley Omega match. But yeah, definitely, you know, check out the archives on YouTube, man. We've been doing this show, Vic and I, you know, with several of our friends. We've been doing this now for probably about a year now, give or take. You know, the 1 year anniversary is coming up pretty soon. I think it'll be WrestleMania weekend, give or take, is when the 1 year anniversary will come. You know, just to give you guys a little bit of insight, you know, the way that this thing started was, you know, Vic and I and one of our friends, Julio, we would constantly have discussions like this via text message or on phone calls, you know, and then when the pandemic started, we just said, you know what, why not take this and put it on YouTube? Why not make a little bit of a show out of it and be able to do the exact same thing that we're doing, but record it and see if people like it. And, you know, we've been very blessed, you know, that over the course of about a year or so, you know, we have a subscriber count. It's probably at roughly a little over 200. And that's a great blessing, you know, to have that many people want to watch and listen and take part. And really, you know, if you guys have any ideas, if anybody in the chat room, if anybody got any ideas about, what topics you'd like to hear us, you know, cover, you know, we generally tend to do a lot of the stuff that's very topical at the time that we record. But if there's anything that you'd like us to do, if you'd like us to do, you know, more of these live things, this would be cool. We can do this more often. You know, if there are other topics or events, you know, you'd like us to cover, we'd be more than happy to do it. We leave it up to you. You guys are our audience, and we're here to serve you. So let us know what you think. We'd be more than happy to oblige you guys. Okay, so Chris believes that if Hangman joins the Dark Order, he sees a lot of potential for him in the group. I mean, listen, AEW's made it very clear that they're not going to let the Dark Order go. They're going to keep it going. So, you know, my belief is with the Dark Order is that I would prefer that Hangman is not part of the Dark Order, just because I think that Hangman Page is being positioned as a bigger star than any individual member of the Dark Order or any of them as a group, you know, the whole as a group. But if AEW is going to commit to it, and it appears that they have, let's see what happens. You know, I'm open to seeing what happens. Although I would much rather prefer, you know, to see Hangman Page be a pure single star and not be associated with the Dark Order, because I think that's going to kind of make the situation, make them look a little bit lesser than. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, and I think you want to keep the Dark Order, the spirit of the Dark Order, you know, that energy, that vibe. I don't think you want to bring in a Brody Lee replacement, at least not
absolutely
yet.
Not. Absolutely not. No.
I think a leader should emerge from within the group, and you could bring in secondary characters if you want to bring in a guy that fits. But I think the new leader should come from within the group. And it can't be Evil Uno. I don't think he's been able to get as over as almost anyone else in the group. Someone has to emerge. If it's John Silver, he's the guy who's most over within the group. If John Silver continues to get over the way he has, especially now that we're getting bigger crowds, and cool new jacket for Jon Moxley.
All right, I'm not digging the jacket that much, but I'm really not. I don't.
We're outside, maybe not, but for wrestling, I think it's
just in general. Like, no, I don't think it becomes him. That's really what it is for me. It doesn't become him. That almost looks like something Jericho would wear. I would believe Jericho wearing that. Man, by the time Moxley gets to the ring, it'll be time for Double or Nothing. Let's go, man. Get in the ring. Get out there, bro. Oh, let's see here, Chris. Also, you know, people trained under Bruce Hart in the dungeon. He was on. Okay. So, well, you know what, Chris? Definitely, just to give you a heads up here, to the match to reference. Go to the WWE Network, and you're gonna, just search Bret Hart versus Ric Flair. It's actually a match that was part of one of the Coliseum video collection back in the early '90s when the WWF, owned Coliseum Video, and they did all that stuff. You're gonna see that match. It was actually a really, really good match. The match went somewhere about 20 plus minutes. It's a really, really good wrestling match, and that was when Bret Hart won his first WWF title. So, and he won it in Saskatoon. And it's just something that's ingrained in my brain because all I could hear on the TV afterwards was Kurt Hennig saying, Saskatoon, Saskatoon, Saskatoon. So, cutting those promos. I'm a little, I guess I'm a little, fucking hell. The thing is, for me, I find this a little weird because I know that when I saw some of the videos of Onita's matches, there were no ropes. It was, it was barbed wire, but apparently they got the barbed wire on the ropes.
Yeah, I think it's good to add your own little flavor, make small changes. You don't want to be a complete copy.
Well, I think here the reason why they probably this might be just more of a time thing because it's just easier. It's easier for them to put the barbed wire on the ropes than it would be to tear the ropes down and put the barbed wires on there. So
and reset.
It's a production. It's a production thing.
Did you watch any of those FMW shows, Lou, back in the day? How did they do it? Do you know?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Did you watch the FMW shows back in the day that had these matches?
No, I would only see clips, and because really with the FMW shows. They're not going to show that in the United States. Like, they weren't going to show that. You have to be a tape trader to really get to see those shows. So no. Did I see clips? Yes. I saw clips. I saw some of the stuff with Onita and some of the more. Bryce Remsford looked like he's going into like a nuclear plant. That's just so ridiculous.
That's actually similar to the way they did it in FMW.
Okay, well then he just looks ridiculous.
It's crazy. Doesn't this stage look way bigger? They did a good job of setting this up.
I mean, no, the stage looks exactly the same. It's just they just light it up a little differently.
Well, to me, they did a really good job. If it's the lighting that made it look bigger, I was like, look, this looks different. It looks like a pay-per-view. They did a good job.
No, Roddy Piper. So you wanted Marty Scurll to be the new leader, but he has too many issues. Well, I mean, listen, with Marty. Listen, Marty's an excellent talent, and he did really good work when I saw him in New Japan and I saw him in Ring of Honor. And I think he would have been fantastic for either AEW or WWE if he would have chosen to make that move. But if Marty's got those larger issues to deal with, that's more important than pro wrestling. To be honest with you, that's a much more important situation for him to deal with.
If someone's ready to take a chance on Marty, I think it should be WWE. I don't think I'm not going to get into what he might have did or didn't do or whatever. But if WWE, I think they're not going anywhere no matter what they do. I think they can take a chance. They can sign a guy like Marty, give him a chance, let him prove himself, and I think it can work really well. I don't think AEW should do it because they'll get too much heat for it. But WWE, they're not worried about heat. They're worried about making money.
I would actually argue the other way. I think that I would argue that AEW would be a better fit for him only because of the fact that in the business world and in the pro wrestling world, AEW is not viewed the same way as WWE is. WWE is a much larger company, and they got more gods to serve.
Yeah,
but they got more gods to serve, and I think it would look really bad on WWE to sign Marty Scurll, especially if his name hasn't been completely if his name hasn't been completely clean, and
Well, that's the
exonerated or
issue.
whatever have you.
That's the issue with the Me Too movement, right? It's
correct.
like
But what I'm
no
saying
one's
is,
name gets exonerated, no matter what they do. So,
well, all I'm saying is that for a guy like that, I think that AEW would be a much better fit for him in that regard to give him a chance.
no, AEW wouldn't even be given the opportunity. They would not be given the opportunity. It will get shut down so quickly. WWE has Velveteen Dream on the roster. They had what's this guy?
Yeah, he
I forgot his
hasn't. He
name
hasn't.
already.
And
That they
Dream
just
hasn't been
fired.
seen. We haven't seen Dream in months, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
They
but you
got
see,
him
they
on
did not
ice.
fire him.
They got him on
Yeah,
ice.
they did not. Yeah, but they didn't. They didn't fire him.
You're right. Listen, you're right. And here's the thing.
What's the other guy that just got fired? Lars. They kept Lars too, who had a few issues.
Lars is gone. Lars is gone from WWE.
Yeah,
but
he's gone for different reasons.
Yes. I will say this. The only reason why I'm not going to engage in this particular conversation is only because everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and I don't know all the details. So I want to be fair. I want to be fair to all of these guys. This has nothing to do with the pro wrestling, that I could critique what goes on in the ring. This is more of their personal real life, and I don't know any of these people in real life, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to be spouting out any of their personal business in a forum like this. So
all right, let's
get to the match here.
Yeah, we got Moxley, we got Kenny. This is in a match like this, the details are important. I know it's meant to be a bloodbath and a spectacle, but there are going to be small details hidden in this match. We need to pay attention.
All right. Well,
there's some storytelling elements here.
I will. Again, just Bryce Remsford just looks ridiculous, but that's I've already said that, and I'll say it several times during this match.
Hey, it's not about the ref. It's about the two guys in the ring.
Yeah, but the ref's in the ring.
The ref don't matter, man. We need to stop focusing so much on announcers and refs. Let's focus on the wrestlers.
Well, I'll tell you what. The last match was fun, except for the announcers. This one, now this is doing the right thing. This is what Kenny's trying to do. What do you? The whole purpose, the barbed wire is there. What are you telling the story? Grade them through the wires. What I'm waiting to see what happens is what happens when they actually hit the barbed wire. Let's see here. They can bring in a heel type character for the Dark Order, but who's worthy of that role? In all honesty, right now, I think that the Dark Order are baby faces, and they should probably be that way. You gotta be able to establish them as baby faces, because as heels, they were going nowhere. And with all due respect to Brody Lee, God rest his soul, that wasn't going to work either, because Brody Lee was going to be able to get more over as a singles heel. Now with the Dark Order being baby faces, if AEW is going to plan on reverting them back as heels, they got to get them over as baby faces first, and then you got to give them a reason to turn.
Yeah, they'll be baby faces for a while.
Yeah, no, they got to be baby faces at this point.
And that's their strength, believe it or not. Most of their guys, Colt Cabana, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, they're all more baby faced than heel.
Here's the thing about it. The thing about it is, and I mean, I don't want to take away from this title match, so I'm going to make this one last comment and leave it at that, and I'll table it afterwards. But realistically, John Silver's been the only guy that within the Dark Order that has really, really stood out. And I mean, stood out to where, he has personality. They're featuring him in the matches. Whether it's my brand of whiskey or not is not the important thing. Whoa, watch out. It's more a matter of the way that he's being presented, is that he's being built properly into a very likable baby face. The other members of the Dark Order, with all due respect, and this includes Cabana, they're just there. They're just there. And that's something that has to be addressed, because if you want to make the group baby faces, you've got to be able to get them all over. Or not, Silver will get over as a baby face, and then you can turn the others on him. And I'll leave it at that. We'll discuss that at a later time.
I like this. But it's almost fight for positioning here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like trying to stay away from that barbed wire is a huge issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the beginning of the match, everything is about trying to establish the danger of the barbed wire and all that. That's great. the one thing that's going to happen is that what happens once they hit the barbed wire, then we're going to see, because if the barbed wire doesn't cut and you don't see any marks on them, then after that, everything else can, you'll start looking at it becomes ineffectual. So we'll see. They're doing the right thing in the beginning. Let's see what happens once the first person falls into the barbed wire and see what happens. Because I know that they have the one set of ropes that's by the stage area. That's the only one that's the clean ropes.
Correct. And I was concerned about that. I did want one to be clean.
And that's the clean one right there.
Yep.
So they're just bringing everything. All right, so Moxley now. You figured that you wouldn't have a bat in this match after it was such a prominent feature in the last match, and that's technically Sting's gimmick. I wouldn't have it in this match, to be honest with you. But you got a zillion other weapons you can use. Side Russian leg sweep. Yes, all right. And kaboom, and Omega's like, ow, that hurts. It hurts. It hurts. We appreciate you there, Victor Smith. We appreciate you. Oh, even when he throws the powder in the eyes, it looks like he's just doing like what? Oh my goodness. Okay, so Moxley hit the ropes. All right. Let's see Mox. Let's see how. All right. I don't see any marks on him. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Kaboom! And again, guys, for all the people who are joining us here for the first time, we appreciate you guys. We're watching, doing a live watch along here of AEW Revolution. I'm Captain Lou, Vic Blaze on the other side here. We are the Wrestlebros. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Wrestlebros, and on YouTube, find all our content. It can be at the space Wrestlebros, and you can find all of our content. There's probably about, I'm not sure the exact count. I believe it's about 50 plus videos. We've been covering all topics wrestling related for the last year. So we appreciate you joining us here. And there we go. Omega's beat down on Moxley. Count of 2 is all you get. Is Moxley bleeding at least? Is he cut? Oh, there we go. He bladed the top of his head, even though he rammed his head, I guess, against. All right, well, the head against the trash can. All right, there you go. That's exactly what we want to see in a barbed wire death match, a figure 4 leg lock. But that is fitting to Omega, because Omega is more of a wrestler, not the brawler. So I get it. It works. Damn, look at the crimson mask on Mox. Yo, the crimson mask, brother.
Oh no.
Oh mama.
Damn it.
But why? You're grading you hit him in the head with it, bro. Okay, that was stupid, but okay. That's now is Omega's hand cut? If Omega's hand's not bleeding. Now, the one thing that I'm noticing here is that barbed wire doesn't look like it's legit barbed wire. It snags, but it ain't cutting.
It's probably the way to go, no?
I get it, but listen, I get it. You know, this is it's sports entertainment. I get it, but you know, at the same time, this is where I look at the ridiculousness of the concept of the match. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, it's just part of wrestling, right? There's plenty of matches that are dangerous, and we don't even get blood in a lot of those matches. So,
correct. I'm not. I won't deny that.
I like this almost slow, methodical build here.
Oh yeah, well listen, these guys are going to be working for 30 minutes. There's no way that they can. Yeah, Chris, definitely these matches are not. This type of match is certainly unique for the U.S. audience, but this match was more originated, you know, in Japan with Onita. There you go. Now is Omega bleeding? Is Omega hurt? Oh. There you go. All right, he's got the cut on his arm.
This might be a nice live experience with the pyro going off like that.
Well,
I mean, I would probably like it. Maybe not you.
Oh, well, I think you would like it because of the fact that you are a fan of the promotion and of the product. So you would be.
Yeah, I'm speaking from a fan's perspective here.
Oh yeah, me too. Now the one thing again is like I'm not going to continue bemoaning the whole thing about the barbed wire, but Chris, to give you some context, this type of match was originated in Japan with Onita in. I'm not sure if it's FMW. I don't want to know if that was the promotion, but these matches were really originated there. You know, I know that Mick Foley, Terry Funk, they've had these types of matches. So yeah, it's certainly it's not an original match. It's certainly not. It's just a matter for the U.S. audience. You just don't see it in the United States that much.
Yeah, who knows all the crazy match concepts that happened during the territory days and that we will never know about.
Yeah.
Never made it to television, you know, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of keep them up to date about what's going on. My particular live stream of this kind of went a little cold here for a second. It'll pick up. Just we'll give it a minute.
All right. Both guys bloodied up here. So look, Moxley's gonna have to go to the back and talk to Chucky T on how to do a good blade job. If Chucky did a blade job, that might have been Hardway. Who knows? He had weird cuts in weird places.
I guess.
Who knows? But Moxley, Crimson Mask looks great for this match. Eee! Nasty German.
No.
Oh. So Kenny's taking a beating now.
Is Kenny taking lay ass whipping?
Yeah, there's definitely Moxley going on a run.
There we go. We're back.
Uh-oh. he gonna do with that?
Ooh.
Ah!
That looks like it's smarts, boys and girls.
It's stuck. It's pierced through the jeans.
The fans are going nuts.
Protection. And the Illuminaries penetrate.
Excuse me 1 second, folks.
All right. Barbed wire wrapped around Moxley's arm. Hey, big lariat. Moxley has added some nice moves to his arsenal. Oh, Snapdragon. Boom.
Got him down.
All
Mox
right,
is
now
in
Omega's heating
trouble.
up. Boom. Oh, no sell by Moxley. Oh, V-trigger. Big lariat. All right, if this was NXT, this would be the This Is Awesome spot right here. Both guys in the middle of the ring, laying down.
All right. I could dig it.
All right. These guys both like Japanese style. We might get a strong style moment right now. They're both getting up. Let's see. A strong style spot.
All right, there it is. All right, we're back.
Oh, nope. DDT? Nope. Oh! Big explosion. Oh, it might have gotten in Kenny's eyes. Get some water or something.
Yeah, that's okay. Wow, okay, that's not good. Let's. Well,
I hope it's just smoke. The smoke, whatever the explosive in the border. I've not seen Kenny.
it doesn't look like Kenny was doing that. Wasn't the best blade job in the world there.
Just right off the tooth. By his reaction, might be short of tooth and a pint of blood. As both men now out on the apron, it gets even more dangerous out here. You have to remember the triple hell, the exploding barbed wire landmines on the floor.
And look at that. Moxley taking off his shirt now. The time has come. The time has come.
I like this.
Oh.
Flash on flash. Flash on flash here.
All right. Well, JR's voice has come back as the show's gone on.
Look out to get the wound. That's right, opening up that cut. Why not? And, no. We're not going to see this, are we? We know what Omega's thinking.
A lot of tension.
Yes, we do. Good God. Do anything you can to chop. Look at that shot. That's 1/3 of the triple hell. Moxley, come on. Knows what's coming. Moxley ripping in the face.
I thought he was going to bulldog him off the apron.
Right between the eyes. Oh, no. Omega.
Oh, watch out.
Oh, no.
Oh, the big DDT. We're going to get it. We're going to get the DDT.
Oh, I thought Kenny almost fell. I thought he almost slipped there.
All right. That was rather uneventful.
Moxley's lying. All those barbs, they're sticking all over his body. And the explosion from underneath. Moxley trying to extricate himself from the barbed wire. Every time he moves an inch, he kills him. Omega was dropped on his head. Oh, it's impossible to say who got the better of that. They both went to hell of man, but I'm not sure they're back in.
Mox is trying to free himself.
The impact on the head. Moxley's got to get out of this position somehow. Have to move so gingerly, so timid. I think your man's cut open down right above, right between the eyes. Yeah, from where his head struck that barbed wire.
Oh, wow. Omega bleeding, huh?
The clearance is flowing tonight.
Woo.
Kenny Omega's face may be indeed a Crimson Maze, sooner than later.
Moxley was moving around. That's kind of like how, like if I have like a bad day where I get, my back is stiff or something, I move around in the morning.
That's how you get?
Yeah, man. Oh, watch out now. Oh, snap. People in the chat room. Let's get into the chat, boys and girls. Let's see what's up. Let's see who's digging this. Let us know what's up. Oh, you see right there, see? Yeah, nah. I get it. It's sports entertainment. I certainly don't want them using real barbed wire. I get it. Excuse me.
This defies all expectation. Yeah, this is hard to look at times. I mean, you got to admit that. It is disturbing, no doubt, right? Yeah, shots like that is disturbing.
Now, do we have a clock or a time limit clock that anybody? Because this is supposed to be a 30-minute match, right?
Well, I've never watched a full FMW 30-minute whatever. I don't know if they keep going after the clock strikes or if the match is over after the explosion.
Oh, right on the head. And toma. Bryce is looking around like somebody calling him.
Bryce actually looks very, very scared. Oh, you might be right. The explosion might be close. Maybe that's why Bryce is panicking here. Like, guys, hurry the hell up before this ring explodes.
First of all, if you give him a DDT on the table, that pile driver looks like a wrist lock by comparison. The thing is, you figure that they would put a clock or something up with like when time is beginning to run out.
I mean, we won't know until time's about to run out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, mama. That's as legal as a wrist lock, boys and girls.
But ended as a grand finish.
Power bomb. Uno. Dos. No. Hey, guys, let us know what you think of the four-man booth. I know that AEW does this a lot. They have 3 people in the booth, and then they put in a 4th one. Let us know what you guys think about it. Oh, no explosion this time, huh? Okay, that was a nice sound. That sounded good.
Moxley being brought up. He hits it. It's over. And Omega ended here. No one kicks off.
This is for the title, right?
Yeah.
Get Omega covered. Can he make the cover? 2. Oh! Omega, he didn't kick out. He got his leg on the rope, but he caused the explosion. Moxley broke up the one-winged angel by sacrificing his own body by hitting the explosion.
Okay, all right. And this is good. I like what AEW is doing. They're explaining the whole he didn't kick out of the one-winged angel because nobody's ever done it. So it was a good cover-up.
Oh yes, technically he used the rope break.
Or an explosion break. Just technically, I've never seen a rope break, cause the opponent to writhe in pain the way Omega is right now.
Great selling by Mox. Look at him. Look at his hands shaking. He can hardly get up.
Shivani said 6 minutes before the ring explodes. Oh God. What? You see, first of all, I don't understand why Moxley didn't do that to Omega to beat the. He's doing it to the Good Brothers.
Yo, poor Good Brothers. They
And now
come to get a payday.
Oh my!
You know the Good Brothers don't like to work.
That's the end. That's the end right there. Just pin them. That's the end. 1, 2. Don't kick out. Oh fuck.
You know the Good Brothers don't like to work. They just want to get the payday, and they come here and they put them in this match, and they got to take barbed wire shots. Poor guys. They just want to collect a check. Damn it.
And Moxley doesn't have a friend in the world, man. It's just poor bastard.
His only friend, based on what we've seen on television, is Darby. And Darby, we know Darby's at an undisclosed location.
You can forget about Darby Allin right now.
He's at an undisclosed location.
There's no way he can't kick out.
Oh. Now, does the ring still explode in 2 minutes or whatever the hell it is? Do they leave Moxley in the ring by himself and let the ring explode? He has a baby on the way.
Would that kind of be the symbolic ending, almost like the Undertaker when they put him in the casket and he resurrected?
I would like that. I don't know if he's going away. I know his baby's on the way, but I don't know how much time.
Well, here's the thing though. For Moxley, man,
how far along is Renee?
I'm not sure. But listen, if they want it, in all honesty, this would be a good time to give Moxley a break.
Yeah, he needs a break. Absolutely,
he needs a break. He really does.
Been working his ass off.
There are no fail safes.
They said it's going off no matter what.
Yeah, Excalibur's like, there's no fail safe.
So it's going off. That would be very symbolic. I like that. That is nice. If Moxley stays in the ring and takes the explosion, and then we go off the air.
Moxley, look at that. They're gonna handcuff his ass to the ring and.
I like that. That's a good way to get him off television.
Yeah, it is.
I want to know how far along is Renee.
Now, what you need to do is you need to handcuff his legs to his arms, and then because Mox could technically still stand up and leave if he wanted to. It won't be as easy, but all right, boys, y'all need to get the hell up out the ring, or else you guys are going to be.
This is how Jon Moxley wants to go out, JR. He's sending a message. All they're sending messages. And the clock is still ticking.
So Chris is like, he doesn't mind the 4-man booth. Okay.
Yeah, not permanently. I mean, I think 2-man booth is the perfect. But if you want to get a third guy, okay, that's fine. I get it. 4th man is just you're getting Don Callis here to kind of help out with the storytelling for Kenny from Kenny's perspective. That's not something you would permanently do.
No,
ever.
I mean, listen, I think that realistically, the best possible scenario for AEW from a broadcasting perspective would be JR and Taz. Damn. All right. Yo, oh my God! You saw? Oh man, that camera did too good of a job showing the gimmick that they have on it that, triggered the powder explosion. These cats have no idea when this thing's supposed to go.
Moxley. This is what Moxley's doing a good job of letting these guys get a lot of heat on him right here, and they're able to beat his ass almost like Mick Foley. Beat my ass so that the heel is, gets a lot of heat.
The thing about this is that that's really here's the thing about this that's really stupid, and it's a matter of inconsistency. It's inconsistent. This is a situation where you'd figure that referees and officials, people will be coming out to try to break this up. and yet they allow the heels to kick Moxley's ass. And then we've seen things that are I get it. I understand what they're doing here.
But yeah, this is just wrestling, and also the ring's about to explode. If I'm a ref, you don't pay me enough to come to an exploding ring. I'll come after the ring explodes. I'll see what happens after. I'm not coming before. Get out of there, Bryce. Good job. Get the hell out.
Oh yeah, Bryce. Yeah, Bryce. Pull him out. Yeah, that's the grand finale. Yeah.
Bryce needs to make a run for it. I like the alarm going off.
Kingston, just pull him and get him out.
Oh my God, this is such a nice storytelling little detail here.
This is
such a nice detail because these guys are supposed to be friends and they had a falling out. And Kingston's showing how he truly feels about Moxley right here.
Okay, this looks like shit. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was awful. Oh my God, that was awful.
Yeah, that wasn't a good
film. That was the drizzling shit. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't realize that Jake Atlas worked security for AEW. Oh boy. Oh my God. And now Eddie Kingston's been turned babyface.
Well, not necessarily. Just because he likes Jon and he cares about him more than he lets us know, whatever.
Well,
doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna all of a sudden be a good guy. He could be.
He's the baby. No, he's a babyface now. He's a babyface.
I mean, we'll see.
He's a babyface. Let's not get it twisted. You would figure that after this gimmick, Doc Samson would come in the ring and check on him. And now they're checking on Eddie Kingston like, oh man, that was the shits. That God, they did all of that for that final thing, and it was the drizzling shits.
Yeah, I think I liked 99% of this, and that explosion just didn't work.
Listen, I'm not gonna say that I like 99%. This was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, again, it's pro wrestling. It's never going to be perfect, and there are going to be things that I could pick apart. But the match served its purpose. Now, obviously, what they're going to do is they're going to get rid of that bat with that damn device on it. We could see it clear as day. Anyway, thank you. Get the camera off of that. This match, obviously, what it does is it serves the purpose of getting rid of Moxley, and then you're going to put Eddie Kingston is going to be the person that's going to be inserted in the story. Moxley should go away for a little while. This match should put Moxley down for a little while.
Yeah, I'm seeing articles about the pregnancy back in November. A lot of November articles.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Chris might be right. I mean, listen, if Renee is close to term, then I can understand why it would be good for Mox to take some time off and be home, and that's good. That's the right thing to do. And it would be good too, because in all honesty, in AEW, his character needs a little bit of a break. Moxley needs to go away for a little while, so I'm totally okay with them using this as a vehicle to, as a vehicle to be able to make that happen. It's just a little frustrating because they tried to do all the right things in terms of transitioning from this and moving on to the next storyline. I just don't necessarily know whether, definitely the exploding at the end was the shits. It was horrible. But
Yeah.
Everything else served its purpose. So for that, I would give it a positive grade. It served its purpose. Again, it's not perfect. I thought the concept was awful, but they did what they could with it. Wasn't hard, it was better than I thought. And again, it's based on the fact that I didn't give it a high expectation. But the show overall was not bad. It was good. It was good. Wasn't horrible. Wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it was good. It was good.
I mean, I had a good time. Yeah, I liked a lot of the stuff. That last match could have really, to me, could have been something very, very special, especially when Eddie Kingston came out and that damn explosion just didn't work.
No, it was horrible. It was horrible.
That sucks. That pyro guy might not have a job.
Yeah, whoever.
That pyro guy might be out of a job. That did not go the way it was supposed to go. And if you see the one of the explosions from the FMW shows, I mean, it's obviously not a real explosion, but it looked really cool and big and a lot of smoke. And yeah, man, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That kind of ruined that match. And I had a good time. Especially with that Eddie Kingston detail. That was a great small detail there. That sucks, man.
See, I'm very sad about that. The one thing that I wish would have happened is, and it's weird to say this because I know that I saw Butcher Blade and Bunny there with him for that quick second. Eddie Kingston needed to do this on his own, meaning it's Eddie Kingston doing it and not and all the people behind him, his charges, nothing to do with it because the history is between he and Mox. And that detail, because again, when I look at Butcher and Blade, I know that maybe what they're trying to do is, excuse me, utilize this as a vehicle to, have them work against the Good Brothers, and I get it. But at the same time, I think that, again, Eddie Kingston should not have a stable. He should be on his own. This is with all due respect to those talents. But Eddie Kingston, this was an excellent idea, and it was well thought out in terms of transitioning out of Moxley and putting Eddie Kingston in that spot and turning him babyface. The result was the shits because the explosions just didn't work out. That's unfortunate. That really is, because that was the grand finale for this whole thing, and it was like, it was just like, oh my god, it was horrible. But listen, I'll give this a fair chance because I like Eddie Kingston. I just think that AEW has just been very schizophrenic, confused in terms of how to book him. They just haven't been very consistent. So if you put him in a program with Omega, that's good, because Omega needs people to beat. And if Eddie Kingston can work a program where now he can be a babyface and be a badass babyface that can be believable, because he and Moxley are similarly, they're similarly positioned in terms of how their personas are. So it would make sense. And then maybe you could get the Butcher and the Blade over. But in this particular instance, Butcher, Blade, and Bunny should not have been in that picture. It should have just been Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston should have just pushed those guys out of the way, because in all honesty, he wasn't going to get into a fight with any of them because they didn't, the heels had done their work. Their work was done for the night. It's Eddie Kingston wanting to protect his friend. And, unfortunately, he was too late. And that's, but so Chris thinks the show was great. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I had a good time. I'm gonna watch it again to see if I missed anything.
Sure.
I had a good time watching it. Yeah. That damn explosion has me really upset.
Well, here's the thing, right? This is. I mean, listen.
I would love to see how it looked during their practice run.
No, that's a bummer, right? That's a complete bummer for them.
Yeah.
Because you only get one chance to do it. It looked like shit, and it just is what it is. I mean, unfortunate.
Yeah.
the rest of the show, believe it or not, listen, the rest of the show was what it was. I mean, listen, the Tag Team Battle Royal, I'll watch that again just to give it a fair shake. You know, again, the Hikaru Shida match, you know, the AEW Women's Title match, again, it doesn't matter how good the match was. It's not going to get any one of those women any more over than they already are. That's the problem. And the ending of it was, you know, not the ending of the match, but the afterbirth was garbage. I'll have to watch the Bucks match against the Inner Circle only because I got it late, so I want to be able to be fair to that. I didn't really watch the whole match. I liked the, you know, Team Taz versus Sting and Darby. It's just a matter that, again, the problem with that match has always been is that the baby faces have always gotten the better of the heels, and I think it would have been a good touch to have the heels go over. It's 4 against 2. It's no rules. They can use weapons. All things being equal, 4 beat 2 every time. All things being equal. And unfortunately, what ends up happening is Team Taz looks. You can't try to establish a heel faction in this kind of a situation and have them get beat by 2 guys, no matter how you try to position them. It just Team Taz looks like their bark is worse than their bite, and that's the problem. This was a situation where Team Taz should have gone over. And listen, you beat Darby. And that's why you don't book Scorpio Sky versus Darby Allin this Wednesday night, for that reason. Because you have Darby Allin get beat with all the bumps and all the ass whipping he took. He should be in no condition to wrestle. So it's like these are all things where, listen, Scorpio Sky won the brass ring thing. You should have had him, you know, treated like some kind of a Money in the Bank type of thing and say, hey, he has to call his shot. You understand? Like, it's not like he gets to cash it in whenever. He's got to call his shot, but they're doing it too quickly. So that's a booking faux pas there. I wouldn't have done that. Team Taz, I would have had them go over against the baby faces only because those guys need to win. They need a reason to feel important. And I get it. It's Sting and it's his first match. You don't want to do it the wrong way, but at the same time, Team Taz has no bite. After this match, it almost seems like, all right, story's over. We're moving on. It felt that way, and this felt like a conclusion where the baby faces would go over, where I would have preferred the heels to win, you know, under those pretenses. You know, the whole thing with Miro and Kip Sabian against the Best Friends, it was what it was. Like, whatever. It was what it was. I was hoping that Miro would be showcased a lot more strongly. He wasn't. It's still like AEW still want to push Orange Cassidy, you know, more strongly. And I'm like, dude, this is a match where Miro needs to go over and he needs to destroy the baby faces.
I mean, he did destroy them though. To be honest,
no.
I know you want a 2-minute squash match, but
no, meaning the baby faces get their offense on Kip Sabian. Understand something?
Well, they did. They only got very little offense on Miro.
No, sir. When Miro sold Orange Cassidy's punch for 3 minutes on the floor, like he got hit by the Big Show. No.
I mean, yes.
Sorry.
That was so that he wouldn't get any offense on Miro. So it's like you want Miro not to be involved, so no offense gets to him. But you don't want to find a way to get him out of the match.
And the unfortunate thing is, and again, this is where the unfortunate thing comes in that particular scenario, is that when you take a look at the opponents, when you look at Orange Cassidy and you look at Chuck Taylor, and then you look at Miro, it almost seems like there should be no scenario where the two of them should be able to get Miro in any kind of a vulnerable position. Miro has to do that to himself. Which, you know, there were moments where Miro attacked and missed and hit the buckle and whatever, but there was never really something where Miro tried to do an attack where it seems like all the babyface has to do is get out of the way. And Miro would hurt himself to where the selling has to be Miro wants to kill these guys, destroy them so badly that he hurts himself in the process. In any way, shape, or form, the psychology would be is that Miro should have just gone out there and seriously, he should have just destroyed both of these guys. He did a lot of jaw jacking. He's telling, you know, he's complaining to Chuck Taylor, why won't you beat my butt? Like, come on, man. You're so much better than that, dude. Like, seriously. It's just bad. You know, that's the reason why I'm saying that he needed to destroy the baby faces, because listen, Orange Cassidy has a lot of equity with the audience. You know, he can bounce back. Chuck Taylor, you know, again, once Beretta comes back, they'll be fine, you know, positioning with the audience. The audience like them. You know, they're not my brand of whiskey, but that's fine. They don't need to be. But somebody like Miro, there's so much with Miro, and they're not doing the right by him.
I mean, come on, he's undefeated. He's undefeated. It's like you're in such a rush. You're in such a rush.
No,
why are you in such a rush?
Here's the thing, because dude,
you can't get everyone over at the same time. You can't get 20 people over at the same time.
Guys, listen. At some point, he needs to have a definitive ass whipping type win.
Lou, you do know this is his first storyline, right? He's in literally chapter 1.
So what?
So wait for chapter 2. What are you in a rush for?
The reason why is because when you get to chapter 2 has to be where you start viewing him differently and you view him more seriously.
But I do view him
with the guys he's working with, the guys that he's working with on the babyface side. Unfortunately, there's only but so much that you can do with that particular storyline. Because again, I'm going to use a quote that JBL used to use all the time when, you know, according to the Royal Rumble. You cannot win in the beginning. You have to stay until the end. And the thing about it is that with a guy like Miro, if you book him in situations where he can get damaged in the beginning, or damaged is probably a strong word, but let's just say tainted, or, you know, in a roundabout way, doing damage to him in the beginning by putting him in scenarios where it makes him look silly to be competitive with other guys, then it endangers him.
It'll only look silly to you, right? Because you have this
dude. There are a lot.
You don't like Orange Cassidy, but in AEW's world, most AEW fans do like Orange Cassidy.
I get it. So but that will put more heat on Miro to have him kill Orange Cassidy.
He kind of did. He kind of did. He went out there. They had a 10-minute match. He got all his shit in. Because he gets hit. I mean, I'm sorry, but wrestling, if you compare it to other sports, if we're in the same league, regardless of size, I should be able to get a hit on you. So Orange Cassidy is not quick enough, not fast enough, not skilled enough to land anything on Miro.
I didn't say that.
That is insane.
See, you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
In 2 years, let's say if Miro's champ and you want to push a babyface Orange Cassidy to compete against him in a title match,
well, look,
he can't do anything.
Listen, that's fine. You can make that suggestion all you want. You're misconstruing my point. I never ever once said that Orange Cassidy should not get a hit on Miro. It's a matter of the hit he got on Miro, how long Miro sold the damn thing. That's where the problem lies. Overselling. That was an oversell. And I get it. If they're trying to have the match with Kip Sabian and they're thinking in their minds, let's keep Miro out of the match so that when the babyfaces get their comeback, they're not doing it to Miro. I said it while we were watching the match. It's the right thing to do. If you're going to get your offense, you got to get in on Kip Sabian. But when Miro got hit with Orange Cassidy's Superman punch, he was on the floor. It felt like much longer. It was probably 3 minutes, maybe 4. That's too long. Way too long.
Yes,
that's the point. That's the point that I'm saying, because then at that point, if it was a minute and change, fine, proper selling, right? You know, as weird as it is to think that a guy that weighs, you know, as Orange Cassidy probably weighs 170 pounds, but I'll play along.
I mean, everything.
But he was out on the floor forever. He was out on the floor forever while the baby faces had a separate match with Kip Sabian. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Is all of these. Listen, for the fans who want to like this stuff, they're not going to see anything wrong with it. It's a matter that when I view it, I'm viewing it differently, because when I watch any wrestling, I will critique it the same way. It's not a matter that Orange Cassidy cannot get offense on Miro. It's just that it shouldn't be as effective, and he shouldn't sell it as much. Because again, this match was about Miro And it seemed like it was more about Orange Cassidy, even though Miro got the win, but it didn't come across to me as strongly as I would have liked it to be.
Yeah, see, I saw something totally different. I literally saw a Miro highlight show. That's what I saw. Orange Cassidy landed 2 moves all night. How is this an Orange Cassidy showcase?
Because of the way that the way the match was laid out. It
was laid out.
It started as a handicap match. As a handicap match. All right. The heels jumped the baby faces in the back. They laid Orange Cassidy out. They dragged Chuck Taylor to the ring. You would figure that it would be the other way around, considering that the issue that Chuck Taylor has had with Miro, it would be that they would beat up Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor would make the save, and then he'd go out there. So again, it's still AEW. What they're telling us is that Orange Cassidy is still a big deal. And even in this scenario, they still want to make Orange Cassidy look good. And that's fine. Believe me, as much as I'm not a fan of Orange Cassidy, and we got a long way to go before I even consider it. But I'm totally fine with AEW feeling the way they feel about him. But again, I really wanted this to be a very emphatic win for Miro, where Miro goes in there and just crushes people to the point where it's like even Kip Sabian is afraid of him. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, and that's what I saw in this match. I saw for the first time. You did not see Miro bully Kip Sabian for 2 seconds. It was very subtle, but it happened.
But what I wanted.
That's the start. That's the start of he's gonna turn on Sabian eventually.
Of course he will.
This is all. This is chapter 1. This is literally Miro's his first story.
Let's see here. I'm sorry. I know that you and I are going here, but I'm just looking here at the comments with Chris. Chris, man, we appreciate you, brother. I know you're hanging in there late night with us, in Canada right now. So he's not a fan of Miro character-wise. Neither am I. If a heel losing all the time, they slowly become faces, which doesn't help villain-wise unless the thing about it is that even if you're a heel or a babyface, if you lose all the time, unless it's part of your gimmick, and the thing is that for a gimmick, it would probably work, depending, if you want to have a heel or babyface and tell a losing streak storyline, that's fine, but it has to be done consistently. And after a while, the announcers would have to kind of make note of that. But it's a story that has to be told over a certain period of time, so that when the announcers start talking about it, they actually, there's legit credence to their story, and it's just not something they're telling us after, 2, 3, 4 matches, because that's not enough of a, that's not enough of a track record to make that particular storyline. Chris wonders if Orange Cassidy cuts holes in his pockets. I don't know. Maybe.
Whatever makes him.
Yeah, listen, man. Whatever helps Orange Cassidy out. If he's got to do it, God bless him. Go for it. I ain't giving him no issues over that. But to the fans, to the people in the chat room, let us know what you thought about the show. Again, we'll definitely be hitting you guys up. Let us know what you guys would like to see. Leave us with likes, leave us comments on our videos. Let us know, man. Let us know what you would like to see. Because like I said before, Vic and I, we do a lot of the more topical stuff every week, things that are going on, the happenings in pro wrestling. But we also know that at times those things are, topical stuff can kind of be really cool to watch. But maybe if you guys want to go in the Wayback Machine, maybe have us, review older shows from different promotions. Let us know. We'd love to be able to do it and, bring that material over to you. So let us know. And if you have any other questions in the chat room, by all means, hit us up. If not, we're already past the midnight marker here in the northeastern United States. So we might be calling it a night. But definitely let us know. And let's see. Hey, Az, all right. Oh my God, Hornswoggle, huh? If Hornswoggle would have came out under the ring after that explosion as a joke, that would have been like, nope, we're turning this off. Done. Yeah, that wouldn't have made any sense. You're not going to make comedy out of that.
No.
It didn't. Believe me, the explosion just didn't work. It's unfortunate. It just didn't work. But
yeah, and that had nothing to do with all wrestlers involved.
no, not at all. Not
It's
at all.
literally just the pyro did not work. Who knows why? I don't know my pyro. I'm not a pyro specialist, so I can't speak on it, but it was the wrong choice or something went wrong. Something didn't go off. Who knows, man? I'm sure they tested it. I'm sure that's not what they tested. There's no way.
Oh, I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure that
something didn't trigger or something didn't go off.
Yeah, something. Listen, as they say, something was afoot. Something was amiss here, and that's
yeah. So
it's unfortunate because I'm sure that Tony Khan and whoever's in the people in the back who watch that, there's no way that they can't be angry. They can't be like not happy, not pleased, because that was a huge moment. And unfortunately what ends up happening is that with AEW, when they want to be able to use this footage to kind of tell the storyline with Eddie Kingston, they're not going to really be able to do it. As like, you can't show the explosion because there was none, so now the cuts and the edits are going to have to be different. And again, it's unfortunate because they really they did a fine job getting us to the end. It's just we got what we got, and it's sad, but it's the truth. We got what we got.
Yeah. It is what it is, I will. There's a post-show scrum going on. Let's check it out.
Oh, there's more?
Well, there's a scrum going on. So they're asking Paul White questions. He's answering questions.
Put out, even the referee who, a referee does their job when you don't notice them.
Can you hear that?
Yes, I can.
Tonight, the ref did a great job of selling the action that was going on. And I think both of those guys really told that part of the match and that story. They really knocked it out of the park. It was really.
I think that Paul White, when he's talking about
with the different pyro and the barbed wire and being tangled up, and I've had a few of those hardcore matches in the ECW days. I haven't had a barbed wire one, but I've had a thumbtack one. So I think this one definitely beats the thumbtack match for sure.
Yeah, we think so. We think so too, big man.
He's so big. Oh my god.
Well, standing next to Dasha, I mean.
No, he's by himself sitting down. But usually, they have like the AEW like almost banner behind them.
No, man, his head is above the AEW banner.
It's so far. He's a big guy, man. Wow. That's what's cool about him. That there's nothing that'll happen to him. He's always gonna be the same size, right? So he'll always look like it's always a wonder. Like what is this? What is this thing? This creature that I'm seeing?
Chris is funny. He's like, Captain Insano will save us all.
Captain Insano.
It's obviously going to be refreshing, but even more so here, the support. The one thing that is different here that I really enjoy is the support and the fight that the talent has over here for respect and recognition in the drive. That's the heart of professional wrestling. And when you're doing entertainment, you want a locker room that it's not guys stepping on each other's toes, cutting each other's throat to get a position. You want a team where everybody is trying to get over and everybody is trying to make the best possible product for the fans. And that kind of environment I thrive on, and I love this environment. I haven't seen a locker room with this kind of positive energy in a long time.
So what era do you think he might be referring to? A fired up locker room? That has to be like that 2002, where I'm sure everyone was just so hyped to get something done, something cool done.
Listen, I'm not. See, part of me when I hear that, the only reason why it kind of, I don't want to say that it rubs me the wrong way, but at the same time, it feels like that comment. And the thing is, I'm certainly not going to challenge Paul White's position. He's in the wrestling business and I'm not. But the way that pro wrestling works today is that professional wrestling now is the comments that he made about, oh, he hasn't seen a locker room with that much positive energy. I mean, listen, we're making about wrestlers, wanting to cut each other's throats and step on people's toes and all that. Part of me is like, I haven't seen that kind of an attitude from wrestlers anywhere in a very long time. If he's referring, and listen, if he's referring to the WWE without saying it, the reason why I want to disagree is because of, if you take the wrestlers in the locker room, forget about the writers and the McMahons and all that stuff, just the wrestlers. I get the feeling that the wrestlers are not trying to step on each other's toes, because it almost looks like and just pro wrestling in general, it almost seems like everyone wants to work together to be the show everybody wants to see everybody. Not like in the era when I was a kid, where if Paul White was to say that in 1980s WWF and there was a company like an AEW back in the 80s, where that would have been Jim Crockett NWA kind of thing, right before the buyout to WCW. I would have, or to TBS that made it WCW. I would have believed that. But part of me there just kind of seems like, I don't necessarily know, how to feel about that, because the wrestlers today, I don't get the impression that they're stepping on each other's toes looking for spots. So that, again, he's probably saying all the right things for.
No, I'm sure he's being honest. I mean, this is the environment that AEW has been trying to foster. Remember, when they started the company, you have Tony Khan, who kind of is just a nice guy.
Tony Khan's a fan.
Well, forget the fan part, because he's also a brilliant businessman. Like, so he's more than just a fan. He's not like us, right?
So he's got the bankroll, definitely. So
no, he's had more than bankroll. He has talent. I mean, I know you're not a fan of everything he does, but
no, I'm not.
But he's more than just a fan. I mean, I think he's proven it. At least to AEW fans, he's proven it. So either way, AEW has been trying to take all the nasty out of wrestling. This is what they've been pushing since day one. They won't hire you if you are a cancer to the locker room. And I've heard very recently guys complaining about WWE's locker room. Most of the guys in WWE's locker room, I'm sure, are great and nice guys, and they do get along. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that get along, like the New Day. I'm sure everybody loves the New Day. And guys like AJ Styles, I'm sure everybody respects AJ and loves AJ. And I'm sure, and a guy like Daniel Bryan, who's trying to help everyone get over. But I'm sure there's a few guys who are still, have that old school mentality. It's like, I'm going to do what I got to do to get ahead. And that's fine too. It is what it is. You don't need every locker room to be the same. It's better to have choices. It's better for WWE to have their way of doing things and AEW to have their way. So at least if you're a guy in Paul White's position and you're making a tough decision, where should I go? At least you can go to the environment that fits what you want. So I mean, I think it's fine. Whatever. I don't think he's lying. I think he really does feel that way. I think you're gonna hear plenty of wrestlers say the same exact thing, and some people are not gonna like that type of environment. They want it to be like it was back in the day. I personally don't want it to be the way it was back in the day, because I think a lot of people got held down. Like, no one wanted to help anyone, and you couldn't do business, and people didn't want to lose, and it made things, things could have been better, if guys were willing to work with each other, but if it wasn't for those days, we wouldn't have what we have today. So, everything is important, everything throughout history matters, and you need those lessons, because I'm sure if you ask the wrestlers, they would prefer that everyone just be cool and less drama and less backstabbing and less politics. And I'm sure some of the old school guys would, especially the guys who got the short end of the stick, and you rub Hogan the wrong way and you're out of the business. Even if you're a good worker, or it's like, okay, well, screw you, you're pissed me off, or you rub Triple H the wrong way or Shawn Michaels the wrong way back in the 90s, you were screwed regardless of how good you are, because you weren't as good as Shawn. So if he wanted you out of there, you were out of there. So it's a different era, and that's just, I think that's all business is moving in that direction. Just less backstabbing, treating people with a little bit more dignity, a little bit more respect. So that's good. Let's see if he has anything else to say. If he's still here, let's see. Before we get out of here.
One of the big
Yeah.
passions I've had for a long time is getting into color commentating, and trying to bring my experiences from the ring, like a great Gorilla Monsoon or Jesse Ventura, were able to bring to the commentary to help get the talent in the ring over more and help tell their stories. I was looking forward to that opportunity, and also the opportunity for me to compete with some fresh talent, some people that I haven't had angles with, some people that I can also help to become better, and also a new environment, a new place to work helps reinvigorate yourself. So believe me, leaving WWE was a little bit scary because I had so much tenure there and so much experience, and had basically already paid every due I needed to pay at WWE to leave that stock and to put a lot of faith in yourself and say, hey, if you're really passionate about this and you really want to do this, then you have to put your big boy pants on and give it a shot. And
All right.
Yeah.
So pretty much what we thought. He wants to do some commentary work. He's not done wrestling. He wants to contribute. He wants to help get guys over.
I mean, listen, I'm totally fine with him. Like I said, he's saying all the right things, and I have no reason to not believe him. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him, being in the commentary booth, but that, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Because the thing is that if you're going to be a part-time commentator, part-time wrestler, like, he's not, he's not exactly, Gorilla Monsoon, God rest his soul. Gorilla Monsoon was not a small guy, but when he got to the commentary booth, he was completely retired from wrestling. He wasn't, half retired. He was totally retired. He was out. And although with Gorilla, no heel was ever going to be able to intimidate him or punk him out, but you weren't going to see him in the ring. That's the reason why it was so effective when Vader, was able to put him down when Gorilla was the figurehead WWF president. In Show's case, it's a matter of, him being as big as he is. Literally, there's absolutely no one on that roster that can physically stand to him, and that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. But to have him in the commentary booth, that's gonna be an experiment, and let's see how it works out. I'll be fair, and I'll give him the chance, and then give him time to be able to develop. But the idea of part-time wrestler, part-time commentator, part-time ambassador, all these other things. Listen, it's all good, and I'm happy that he wants to go to a new environment. It's just a matter of seeing, let's see how this all plays out at the end.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people in AEW have second jobs within the company, so this isn't anything revolutionary.
But
I don't
it's
know.
not announced, but it's outside of the EVPs, it's not announced. His is being publicly announced.
Well, I mean, it's not. They're not hiding it. I mean, I know a lot of the jobs that they do. Christopher Daniels is head of talent relations. Things like that. I think Leva Bates is I don't know, she's an assistant to somebody, something like that, or I don't know. She runs a bunch of errands for people. Who knows? QT does a bunch of stuff. He used to be Cody's assistant, but I guess he's got a bigger role now. Either way, a bunch of people have different jobs. This would be tricky under normal circumstances, but I think I don't know how good he is going to be on commentary because he's never done it before. But like Samoa Joe is great, and he just started. So anything can happen. He's probably going to be a natural at it. Who knows? Oh, he might suck, and then he's going to have to work at it, and it might take him a year or two to get better. But he is thinking about his future. What's he can't wrestle forever.
Correct.
And if
Correct.
commentary is if he wants to do commentary and if he can develop and get better at it, good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think the structure is going to be very simple. He's not going to wrestle on the show he commentates on. He's not going to commentate on Dynamite
and he should not. And he's not ready for that.
Unless it's an emergency, obviously anything can happen. If everyone is stuck somewhere, like during the pandemic, we had crazy.
Yeah, but under normal circumstances.
He'll be on his own show, the New Dark Show with Tony Schiavone. It'll be just them two. They're the announce team. That will not change unless something happens. And he will only have his wrestling matches, I imagine, on pay-per-view, and some very, very few even on Dynamite. I don't see him having that many matches per year, maybe 4 or 5, and 3 of them might be on pay-per-view. So I'm gonna guess 3 pay-per-view matches and 2 or 3 other matches on Dynamite per year, and I think that's good. I think that'll work. I think you can make it work. I think you can tell good stories. He can have nice programs and good matches with a lot of the young talent. I think Christian will be a lot more active than Big Show, and you can do it because Christian's a normal-sized human being.
Correct.
You don't have to overcomplicate it. It's hard to book super large people. If I was a booker, I would be stressed out. When I have an Awesome Kong or even a Brian Cage, it's like annoying because they look like they should beat everyone every time. And you have to be creative all the time and find ways to beat them, but you don't want to beat them too much.
Well,
so it's tricky. It can be done, of course, but
no, my disposition is I would love to have, larger players, but what ends up happening is that at the same time, this is where, and AEW is improving in this because I can see it in the talents that they're bringing in, is that you can't have a roster that's predominantly junior heavyweight wrestlers, because then when you do get somebody who looks like a Brian Cage walk through the door, you run into the problem that you just described. I can have him beat people, but when it's time for him to lose, if all the guys that I have on my roster are average 165, 170 pounds against the guy that's 280, how do I make this work? So I get your point of view, and this is where AEW has to do a better job, and they are. So I'm being fair, they are doing a better job of getting talents that that are larger guys, that are guys that weigh over 200 pounds, and that built properly. You can put them in those situations, and then you can balance things out more. But
the roster is the roster. I don't know. I don't have numbers in front of me, but
they're getting better. But
I think it's pretty balanced. I think they might need more guys just in the middle. I think they have plenty of big guys. I think they have more than enough. They have maybe 10 guys that are in that 260 range, 255, like Hobbs and
you got Hobbs, Cage, Luchasaurus.
They have plenty.
Show. I mean, and I'm just throwing names out. I don't have everybody.
And then they have some up and comers too that are pretty large.
So that's the point. That's the point. Is like, you see those guys in the middle, like you're talking about. This is where, after tonight's show, and we'll wrap this up here momentarily. The takeaways for tonight's show is within the tag team division, it's becoming very clear that AEW, and it's always been very clear from the beginning. So I'm saying this knowing this already, but AEW really wants to push Jungle Boy very heavily. So they're using all these tag team battle royals and putting him in that babyface and peril situation. Part of me when it comes to the Death Triangle is I don't like the idea of Pac being in a tag team with either Penta or in this case Rey Fenix, because Pac is very much a guy that should be focused as a single star. If you're going to put Phoenix and Pentagon as a team, fine. They look the part, so you can do that. I'm getting, the takeaways are, I think Jungle Boy at some point needs to be separated from the Jurassic Express and featured more as a singles guy. I'm surprised in a way that in a tag team battle royal that had so many teams that FTR wasn't in this match. I understand why, because if they're not going to win, then if they're not going to win, there's no reason to have them out there.
Yep.
But like they have all these tag teams out there. I'm surprised that they weren't out there. Max Caster is going to be a big star for AEW. He will be. The whole top, the Acclaimed tag team that he's in, that's a short-term deal, very short-term. By this time next year, neither one of those two guys, they won't be a team. They'll be individual.
Well, the thing with wrestling is that time flies also. So even if it's 3 years, it's gonna feel like a year.
Well, listen, you're not wrong about this, but the thing is, what I saw tonight with Max Caster is, and his partner Bowens is a good-looking athlete too.
Bowens is more jacked than Caster.
Correct, but the thing is with Bowens,
Caster has the personality.
Correct. That's the thing, and the thing is, Caster looks really good, but he's got the personality.
He's got great potential. Yeah.
So he's going to be a big star for AEW. Adam Page, keep moving him in a trajectory. I don't like the fact that he's with the Dark Order. I'll be fair about that, but we gotta start putting Adam Page on a trajectory that places him with much more, at a much higher clip. I know AEW wants to do things slowly, but at the same time, it's like the separation of levels has to happen at some point, and it's got to get done. With the women's division now, it's clear that Hikaru Shida is the lead there. I'd like to be able to see AEW do more with the American women wrestlers that they have. Again, I understand that the AEW is trying to create relationships with different promotions, and they're partnering with the Japanese women's promotion. And I get it that there's probably more than that meets the eye, but you gotta be able to focus on the American wrestlers, because they're the people that are on your roster every single week, and those are the people you got to focus on. If you want to build relationship with the Japanese promotions, that's fine, but they need to kind of be used as, I don't want to call them secondary players, but unless there's somebody that really stands out, maybe Maki Ito might be that person. And if Maki Ito does come out as she stands out in that personality perspective, that whether she speaks English or not, it doesn't matter, that she can go out there and, has the personality and, the big personality and be able to get over, that's great. But you got to be able to focus on the talents that you have on your roster and not bring in people from the outside. And so you got, shore up what you have now, and then you can start adding on top of it, but you got to strengthen that base.
Well, let me tell you, I think we're finally getting to a place where they've gotten enough women ready. And like we've talked about in the past, they've lost a lot of women, and we had injuries and COVID and all this stuff, and people weren't ready. You didn't have enough ring generals. I think finally, if you do some math here, you have your Britt Baker, you have Ty Conti. Anna Jay is injured, so we're gonna have to take her off the list. You have Ivelisse. You have Red Velvet and Jade Cargill, who both stood out. They both had really good performances.
That was one match. We'll give them a chance.
It's one match, but we know that now. We know the concern is, can these girls, all the girls, based on AEW's history, right? I know people want to rush. You got to give the women time. You got to throw them on TV. No, you don't throw them on TV if they're not ready. You treat them like you treat the men. If you're not ready for TV, you're not ready for TV, and we can't put you on TV.
That's a fair point. But
they did give them opportunities.
The problem was that they put them out there in the very beginning when they had no business to do so. In the very beginning,
you can put them on TV, but you need
They should have
I
never
think
been. They should have been an AEW Women's Champion in the beginning, where, like a lot of what they did was that they wanted to establish divisions, and they AEW wanted to establish a lot of things right from the start. And unfortunately, what ended up happening is they didn't have the things that they're worried about now, and that they're working on now, were things that they should have considered 18 months ago. And I get it. It's a young company. You got to take chances. Not everything is going to work, but it kind of took them the first few months of, presenting these women, and having, constant L's, where they finally had to look at themselves and say, we can't keep putting this out there. Because when their audience then started turning on them, then they realized, okay, these L's, the audience is no longer forgiving us and letting it go. Now they're starting to give us some heat. We got to pull back on this, which is the right thing to do. But the things that they're doing now, in terms of like, hey, we got to get better talent, again.
Yeah, but even their own talent has gotten better. Britt Baker has gotten 50 times better in the ring.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what caught them by surprise, is that Britt Baker was not performing as a babyface. She was not as good as we thought she would be. And that's everyone. I think everyone in the wrestling world that was watching AEW saw Britt Baker and goes, okay, here's the next star. Here's the next babyface star. She's going to be the face of the division. And then when they started heading that direction, they quickly realized she was not ready for that spot. And she's put in the work. And it's not just her. A lot of the girls have put in the work. And now they're getting girls back that can have matches on television, regardless of how you feel about Rio. Rio executes her matches, whether you don't like the structure or it's believable or not. On a technical level, she can execute. She does not make mistakes, like, those obvious glaring mistakes that we were seeing. That's my main concern, is, can you put a product out on television where everything looks bad? Forget about believable, right? Because if Rio does a suplex, it's not believable, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just it looking good at all. Like, there were some matches where nothing was working, and then you had a snowball effect, and then they get Chris Statlander, who actually was having very good performances, and then you go, okay, we have Chris Statlander to rely on, and then she's gone, and Riho's gone, and so all these people are Chris Statlander should be back very soon. Riho's back. You still have Shida. You have Thunder Rosa, who wasn't there in the beginning, and she's a great worker.
She's outstanding.
You have Serena Deeb, who's also a very good worker, and a ring general who can help all the girls.
She's out on injury. She's out. I know that she had.
Oh yeah, she just had an injury, so that sucks. But hopefully she'll
be back. She'll be back soon. She'll be back sooner rather than later. She'll be back.
Hopefully Serena Deeb is still there in meetings and in practices, and she's there in the building, at least coaching up the girls, giving them inspiration and ideas, and direction and all that good stuff. But the women are going to be fine. It took time, and it's still going to take more time, because now they got to do the same thing they've been doing on YouTube and in other places. Now they got to do it on television little by little and reintroduce, So there's still more work to be done. There's plenty of work to be done, and it's going to be a slow, it's a long journey. But at least we know that when they put these girls out there now, for me, I'm confident now that when you put the girls out there, they're going to be able to execute whatever the coach has in mind, whatever the plan is. I think they're going to be able to go out there and execute, and that was not the case 10 months ago or whatever. So I'm pretty sure, I think it's Dustin. Dustin Reynolds is doing most of the work with these girls. So shout out to him, because, they're starting to get a lot better, and it's very noticeable.
Listen, all I know is that for all the criticism, and I'll kind of leave it at this, because then we can just talk through this whole night. But my criticisms of AEW are not anything to say that I don't want them around. I want AEW to succeed. I do. Now, do I have a particular flavor and of what I want wrestling to look like? Yes, I do. And I have no problem espousing that. I'm always open to seeing things that are new and innovative. And if it's cool, I'm all for it. If it sucks, I'm going to tell you. And, you know, like I said, tonight's show was pretty good. Were there things about the show that I didn't like? Of course. But it's not like other shows where I just look at it and you know, there have been times where it's like, you know, I have to like take a deep breath when I'm watching it. And I'm like, okay, I just got to accept that this is not the type of wrestling that I like. I just have to watch it and try to find something positive out of it. Because they do things that for me, I'm just kind of like no. But again, tonight's show was better. It was good. It wasn't bad. Certainly wasn't. You know, but at the end of the day, you're right. They still have a lot of things they have to improve on. They got a lot of growing to do, but they're moving in the right direction. And that's the positive to take from it, is they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think
hopefully they stick with it and they stay there.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I think that's enough for tonight.
For all the people in the chat room, we got here. We getting some love here from. Let's see here. Love Christian joining AEW. Massive shock, huh? Well, you know, I'll tell you what. I mean, it's a great pickup. You know, we've already talked about, you know, Christian's. You know, but Christian's a great pickup, and in all honesty, WWE's loss is definitely AEW's gain here, because Christian is fantastic, and they're very, you know, listen, they're privileged to have him. Hopefully AEW does fantastic things with him, because I know that Christian is a fantastic talent.
I would love to know what it is that convinced Christian to come over here, because he was in talks with WWE to you know, he was working out a deal with WWE to wrestle, and something must have went wrong. Maybe they just didn't want to use him the way he wanted to be used.
Right here, Playboy.
You got an article?
No, money.
No, we don't know that. I don't want to say it's money. I think
listen.
WWE has deeper pockets. Not
all I know is that, does WWE have deeper pockets? The answer is yes. It's a matter of how they view. It's a matter of how they view you.
Yes, but WWE can offer you 400,000 to do nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Well, listen.
And AEW is going to charge you 400,000 to do something. So you're not just going to get $1 million just because you're Christian. That's not how AEW works.
Well, of course, but what I'm saying is that for a company like AEW, when you bring in somebody like Paul White, you bring in somebody like Christian Cage, what you're doing is that you're bringing in positive impact to your company, but at the same time, you're also kind of buying publicity as well. So it's a big, you know, that's the reason why for WWE, they may not view Paul White and Jay Rezzo, Christian Cage, in the same vein, meaning that Vince McMahon would be okay letting them go elsewhere, because it's like, listen, we're not going to do anything with you in the ring. Your desires to continue wrestling, we don't want to do that with you. We're not going to pay you. You know, we're not going to pay you the sizable salaries that you guys were earning when you were wrestlers. We'll pay you something that we believe you're worth for the role that you're playing. Now, Tony Khan and AEW may view these guys a lot differently and are willing to pay them as such. So of course it makes sense. And these guys, listen, they're businessmen.
Yeah,
they're businessmen.
I'd be
that
shocked.
Offer, they're gonna take it.
I'd be shocked if Christian did not get a big money offer from WWE that was bigger than AEW's offer. I'd be shocked, especially if Christian went back to them. Even if they weren't going to use Christian, they pay guys hundreds of thousands of dollars to do nothing, to be legends. Either way, we're getting a lot of comments here.
Yeah, we're getting love.
Do you read our chat? Just wondering. Yes, we do. We do read.
Yes, we do. We've been reading the chats all night, brother. I think that when you got in originally, you know, we may have been in the middle of our conversation, but we do read our chats. We certainly do. You know, we're going to give you love out there in the UK, man. I know it's late night in the UK, man. We're talking, well, it's about 20-1 here in the United States, here in the Northeast. We're in New York, New Jersey. So over there in the UK, I think the difference is about 5 hours, man. So
it's early in the morning
it's
over there.
early in
It's
the
5 in the
morning out
morning.
there, man. If you were watching AEW, that means you stayed up all night, brother. So, you know, hope you got yourself a nice cup of coffee there, man, or the brewski of choice. But we do appreciate you, man. We appreciate the love out there in the UK. You know, shout out to all our people out there, man. So we do appreciate the love, man. We certainly do.
Look, I think. Look, Chris, good point. Being benched in any sport sucks. I think the same reason they are here is for the same reason JR is here. He just wants to play, man. Some guys
Correct.
just want to. They want to play. They want to get in the game. They still love this,
And what
especially Christian. You know, at that Rumble when he came out, the way he looked, that look on his face, that fire in his eye, his
and
physique. This guy wants to play. He wants to
there is
participate.
there is
He wants the
absolutely
ball.
there's absolutely no question that is correct. You know, and listen, this is one of those things where at the same time, you know, definitely no guy wants to be benched. And the thing is that when you take a look at Jim Ross, Christian Cage, and Paul White, the one thing that all three guys share in common is that all three of them are name values. All three of them are household names in professional wrestling, and all three have something very distinct and very positive to offer. If WWE did not see the value in them, meaning Jim Ross worked for the WWE for 20 years, Christian Cage worked for the WWE for what, 10, 12, 15 years in two different tenures. Paul White worked for 22 years. So it's not a matter that WWE's looking at them and rolling their eyes saying like, oh, the hell with y'all. It's just a matter that in the WWE's world, when you had those guys in the WWE world and in that environment for so long, in AEW they're fresh, they're new, and it gives life both to the individual, you know, those using the three of them as individual examples, but anybody else. Like it breathes new life because it freshens up the promotion. Because for AEW, it gives them, you know, more name recognizable talents to be on their roster and to bolster it. And then for those three individuals, it reinvigorates their careers because they need it. You know, sometimes you need a fresh coat of paint. You need to go elsewhere. So it's beneficial. And the thing is, you know, we can sit here, but it's beneficial to WWE too, because guess what? If they were going to have these guys to have them in the company, not do anything with them, and potentially have disgruntled employees that could potentially be able to either, you know, talk bad about the company, or, you know, maybe have, you know, bad attitudes, even though they're great professionals. But you know, sometimes you can, you know, situations can happen where it demoralizes you. No, it's good. It's good for both sides. WWE wasn't going to be using them anyway, so it's no loss to them. It's a tremendous gain for AEW and for their audience, and for these three performers and many others to come. So it's beneficial for everybody. And the thing about it is, at the end of the day, do I see, you know, that these guys will never go back to the WWE? Hell no. Paul White will be back at WWE at some point. So will Christian Cage and maybe Jim Ross. Jim Ross is like the only one that might be a maybe, but Christian Cage and Paul White, they'll both be back in the WWE at some point. It's just a matter that at this point now, this is a chapter for them to work elsewhere, and it's a positive for everybody.
All right, let's get to the last question of the night. Then we need to get out of here. Hey, Lou, how about you run down some of these names before we get out of here?
Sure.
Some of the people who joined us today.
So we got here Will Raleigh Sport Raleigh out in the UK. We got Chris, you know, our boy Chris out in California, you know, giving us some love here. I know that we got Giovanni, you know, let's see, our boy
Chris from Canada.
Chris from Canada. We got yeah, Chris from Canada. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said you were from California. You're from Canada. I'm sorry, man. My bad. Then we got you know, Chris Vargas, who called it, you know, with Christian Cage. We got Jay here, Brooklyn in the house. So, you know, we've been blessed, man. We've had a really fun night here. So we're happy here. I know that Fabian was, you know, Zumaran was on with us earlier tonight. That's awesome, man. Glad you were there. So yeah, man, we've had a great time for For our boy, Will Riley Sport, do we watch Impact and know of Ethan Page? Yes, we know we do watch Impact Wrestling. We don't review it as much only because Impact doesn't have as many shows, big time shows. But we do watch it and we do review it. If you watch some of our older videos, you can probably look at it and search for Impact Wrestling. We have had discussions. We did discuss Ethan Page and where he should go. I know that Vic and we had a video discussing that. This is probably Vic, about maybe a month or two ago.
Right during his free agency, we were talking about
right around the beginning of his free agency, right around, I think it was Bound for Glory? Yeah, I think it was Bound for Glory when they did that show. I think that may have been the last one that he did. But so yeah, to answer your question, yeah, definitely. We do watch Impact Wrestling, we do review it, but we don't really give as big analysis. Like it's mostly with AEW and WWE, but we do, when things are popping at Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan, we do touch on them and we do talk about it here. So, you can watch it in our archives. We definitely have a lot of those videos there, and we do touch up on everything. So, we do definitely in the archives watch it. We have discussions on everything.
Yeah, and Ethan Page, we do like Ethan Page. We do think that he can do great things, and he is a creative guy, and creative people get over in AEW. So let's see what happens. There's a long line of people who are fighting for that top spot in AEW. So when he gets his opportunities, if he takes advantage, and he kills it, he did a good job tonight. He looked really good. He's still in really good shape. He worked his ass off to get in shape. So, I see big things. So, if he knocks it out the park, I think you're gonna see some fighting, a lot of money being sent his way from other places. So who knows? We might have a big star in the future.
Yeah, we got a lot of we have a lots of there's a lot of positive energy around Ethan Page. I mean, I'm hoping that in AEW that he's able to be featured, and that with time he can get over, because I know that in Impact when he was working in the North with Josh Alexander, I know that was a really good team, a fantastic tag team actually, and I know that they're doing some things with Josh Alexander now in the X division, and putting him in that slot right now. And I think eventually Josh Alexander will be on his way out of Impact Wrestling at some point, because I think that he and Ethan Page as a team, I think, should probably continue. Even though Ethan Page is a star as a single, but I think that if they were to go elsewhere and be able to be seen by a larger audience as a team, they can be able to get over and then separate later on. But definitely we got a lot of love for Ethan Page.
Yeah, here's my prediction. On an AEW pay-per-view, by the end of the year, I'm not saying Josh Alexander is going to sign with AEW. What I'm saying is that there's still some Impact and AEW are still working together. I'm saying that for one night only, or for one storyline only, we will get Josh Alexander coming over to AEW, and we're going to get that North versus FTR match on pay-per-view. That is my prediction. Before the end of the year, it will happen. And then I'm going to say, I called it.
All right. Well, you know what? I won't be upset about that, because I know that that's a match that I will very much enjoy. Well, listen, guys. With that, we're gonna bid adieu. We've been here now for probably about 4 or 5 hours now. At this, we're at about the 4-hour mark at this point. But listen, guys, we really appreciate all you guys coming in. Check out the videos. We'll probably, Vic and I will see if we get together later this week. We'll record something here. We'll kind of do probably a little review of this and maybe preview some other stuff going on in other parts of the wrestling world. But until then, thank you very much. Y'all stay safe, and the Wrestlebros, we're out.